The moon is full. Motown's gone mad. Halloween Havoc is here. Two demons have emerged. The Giant, he has a Jones for destruction. His motorcycle smashing, back cracking, bone crunching, neck choking rampage has opened the ghastly gate for the man who could not stay down. WCW World Champion Hulk Hogan has crossed over to the dark side to take on the evil powers in their own eerie world. Shudder to think about their monster trucks locked up in a sumo-style showdown. If survival is possible, they will then be hauntingly close when they see each other eye to eye inside the fortress called The Ring. It will happen before your very eyes here at Halloween Havoc 95.
Halloween Havoc is on the air. It's 1995, and I tell you, fans, the most excitement you can find in this sport is centered right now in Detroit and the Joe Louis Arena, as well as on top of Cobo Hall. Hi, everyone. Tony Schiavone along with Bobby the Brain Heenan. And as we saw moments ago, the anticipation which has grown throughout the main event program leading into it. Finally, Hulk Hogan has arrived in the monster truck, and they will do battle not once, but twice tonight for the first time ever in the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks. Plus, they will be in the ring for the WCW World Heavyweight title.
Well, when those trucks were revving up on the roof earlier, the whole building was shaking, and they're right next door, not even in this building. So a lot's going to be shaking tonight. Hulk Hogan's going to be shaking in his boots.
As you can see outside, the trucks are still playing a little cat and mouse right now, going back and forth. As you can see, there is World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. He and the Giant will be locking up. Of course, they're going to have to get them out of their trucks and get them inside the arena here, I'm sure, because that match is coming up a little bit later on. Fans, we do have some information to give you at this time. We do understand that right before we went on the air that Flying Brian and Arn Anderson have attacked the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Don't laugh, we are uncertain about the condition of Ric Flair and the severity of his injuries, but he has been attacked, and that certainly puts that tag team match in jeopardy.
What did Ric Flair think? He was playing with some friends from Friends? He's playing with Arn Anderson and Flying Brian, and these men mean business. I told you, Flair don't have a friend in the world. He thinks he has a friend with Sting, but he doesn't have a friend in the world. And Arn Anderson and Flying Brian have sent Flair a message right now. How bad off is he?
I'm not sure. Hopefully we'll get an update maybe from Mean Gene or Mike Tenay a little bit later on. Speaking of playing with friends, I'd like to ask you what you've been doing eating sushi here already tonight, but we'll talk more about that. Our first match is for the television title as Johnny B. Bad goes up against Diamond Dallas. If you'll recall, it wasn't too long ago that Diamond Dallas caused Johnny B. Bad to lose a shot at the U.S. Heavyweight title. Take a look.
At Fall Brawl, Johnny B. Bad won the right to face Sting for the U.S. title with a win over Flying Brian.
Weighing 236 pounds, Johnny B. Bad.
But when his big moment arrived on WCW Saturday night, Bad was a no-show.
Hey, what a way you talk about I said Dave was going to be topsy-turvy, if you will, on WCW Saturday night. What a way to start this thing. Where's Johnny B. Bad at?
I have no idea, but the Sting is ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed that due to the importance of this match, Johnny B. Bad has not arrived yet, but we are going to give him a little bit more time.
Later in the program, Bad was given another opportunity to come to the ring, but failed again. Flying Brian therefore got the match against Sting for the U.S. title.
Something has gone wrong. Johnny B. Bad, if you joined us late, he was supposed to come out at the beginning of the program to wrestle Sting. He beat Flying Brian at Fall Brawl to earn the title shot, but he is a no-show. Therefore, by default, Flying Brian gets a shot against the Stinger.
Then, at the end of the program, Bad arrives.
Earlier tonight missed his opportunity to meet Sting for the United States title.
This is the worst
what
day
happened?
of my entire life. Gene, I had car trouble. I had a flat tire. On the biggest day of my professional career, I have a flat tire?
Wait a minute, you had a flat tire? You could have at least given us a telephone
Gene,
call, John.
don't you think if I had a phone, I would have called somebody?
Hey, Payne.
What are you doing?
You
are so stupid. How could you be so stupid to miss your shot at the WCW US Championship belt? I mean, I should have got the shot anyway. I'm a world champion. I'm a television world champion. It should have been mine.
Wait a minute, Paige. Here's the man that earned the right to meet Sting for the U.S. title. He beat Flying Brian Pillman at Fall Brawl. Johnny, that's his misfortune.
Do you think I would have missed this match and have an opportunity to prove to Sting who could be the next U.S. champion? Zeros don't become champions. Guys like Diamond Dallas Page become champions.
Now, Max Muscle, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, it is pretty tough getting here with 4 flat tires, ain't it, Dallas?
Wait a minute. Wait, how did you know it was 4 flat tires? I said a flat tire!
Oh, no! What a punch!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest live from Detroit, Michigan is for the WCW World Television Championship, set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by the lovely Diamond Doll Kimberly and Max Muscle from Las Vegas, Nevada, the WCW World Television Champion, Diamond Dallas Page.
All right, there's something else to add to that story. It wasn't too long ago on an edition of WCW Monday Nitro when Diamond Dallas and Johnny B. Bad were set to hook up for the World Television title. Before the match could even get underway, Bad was attacked from behind by Diamond Dallas, hit him in the head with the belt. And I know that Diamond Doll was very upset about that. You could see it on her face.
Why should she be upset? Keep your mouth shut. Enjoy the man's wealth. Enjoy walking side by side with the World Television Champion. I don't know why she just don't forget about it. Mind your own business, Tootsie.
All right, let's give you a further update on the condition of Nature Boy Ric Flair. And talking to our producers, we do find out that Flair did suffer an injury. We're not so sure of the extent of the injury. Sting, if you're wondering about Sting, we do understand Sting has not yet arrived at the Joe Louis Arena, so he is right now completely unaware that his partner's gone down before the match even starts.
Boy, they got real good teamwork. They don't even know when each other are getting to the building. They get here in separate cars. They got separate dressing rooms. They don't gel well as a team, but Arn Anderson and Flying Brian do. That's what happened to Ric Flair.
We'll have to wait and see what happens in that match as we are just about ready to go for the WCW World Television title. There he is, the World Television Champ. Hey, you got to admit it, like him or not, and most people don't, I being one of those people, he is red hot right now in World Championship Wrestling.
He's on a roll, there's no doubt about that.
All right, I think we're about set maybe to go back to Dave Pinch. Go ahead, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opponent tonight, the challenger from Macon, Georgia, weighing 236 pounds, Johnny B. Bad.
Halloween Havoc's opening bout, and here he is, Johnny B.
He's as pretty as a picture.
Bad.
He looks just like Little Richard.
Backing his way into the arena. Wait a minute. Who is that?
Well, who's the other one?
That's Johnny B. Bad from behind.
No, that's Johnny B. Bad.
No, that's not Johnny B. Bad at all, making his way to the arena.
I can't see from here.
It's a little bit of trick or treat in our opening bout.
Well, that's not fair to Diamond Dallas.
A high knee and the match is underway. The heck with it being fair. Whatever happened, he backed into the arena, and Johnny B. Bad opens up with a flurry here on Diamond Dallas.
Oh, because of what happened on Nitro with Diamond Dallas nailing him from behind, he thought he'd be smart.
Oh, Max Muscle trying to get involved, and he did. Watch out, it is double time. Oh, yeah. This truly will go down as one of the most memorable nights in WCW history. You are a part of it. Thank you very much for being with us. There's Diamond Dallas. He's in the front row without a ticket right now. And we're going to have a little bit of action in the gallery here. Not only some great action, starting off with a literal bang with Johnny B. Bad, but the television title on the line, the battle of the sumo monster trucks. And that's a nice, that would be a nice match for Diamond Dallas to trick or treat in on Tuesday night. Call him Buckethead. Rolls him in now.
Just think, we just took off right now with the pay-per-view Halloween Havoc. So far, they've been on the floor. 2 men have looked like Johnny B. Bad. One's come out of the crowd. He's been knocked over the rail, brought back in over the rail, back into the ring. And this is the first match, Giovanni.
the first event. And we have been told that finally the Giant and Hulk Hogan have been told now to get out of their trucks, and a little bit later on they'll come back to their dressing rooms now, and they'll go back on top of the Cobo Hall, and they will hook it up, bumper to bumper, grill to grill. And as you heard Gene Okerlund explain the rules during our pregame show, the object is to push a man's truck, both axles, out of the 100-foot diameter circle and possibly off the top of the roof.
Did you see all the security up there on the roof?
Yes, I did.
I mean, Detroit's finest is here. I've never seen that many boxes of donuts.
Oh, would you stop? You wouldn't say that to them to their face. A full-arm dragon twist now from Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad is a former television champion. He has held the belt before. And of course, Diamond Dallas, as we said, on a roll. And it all started when he became richer by winning the $13+ million. And there's been a lot of speculation as to maybe he really didn't win that. Maybe it was the Diamond Dolls money all along and some sort of inheritance. And he just is along for the ride.
No, he's a winner. He won the money. He won the television belt. This man's a winner. You know, and the good thing, what happened to Johnny B. Bad recently with his car and having car trouble, how he repaired the thing himself, which is really good, because you got two friends, Snakey and Squirrel, that own a gas station in Virginia or someplace.
You're talking about Rat and Jimmy.
Right, well, he can get a job at the gas station there. He can change tires, he can do oil, he can wash windows, he knows all about it now. He's got training.
Well, Johnny B. Bad would be welcomed in Craigsville, Virginia, but I don't think Diamond Dallas would be, to be honest with you.
The town is not ready for him yet.
Nick Patrick is warning now. Look at that. Yeah, Poli's there. Nick Patrick, one of the finest officials in this sport.
Yeah, leave his shirt on. That's his cleanest dirty shirt he put on today.
Would you say he really takes charge? There's quickness with Johnny B. Bad, and of course we've seen a lot of power and a lot of resiliency exhibited in Diamond Dallas. And for all his mouth and the things that have been going on, the man can really go at it in the ring. Over the top goes Diamond Dallas. Jumps over that time. Great maneuver, Johnny B. Bad with a cover out of a hip toss. He got a 2 count out of that.
And if Nick Patrick would have been in position about a half a second earlier, he could have got a 3 count.
You may be right, up on the middle turnbuckle now. Uh-oh, he's got Bad. Oh, big mistake.
Right in the pan. Right in the mush.
That was a great counter move by the television champion.
Yeah, but then again, with a busted nose and busted up eyes and half his teeth knocked out, he'll look good at a gas station.
What is the Diamond Dog going to give that? Oh, she's not going to even put up a number.
Uh-oh.
He was asking for 10, and she didn't even pull out a card that time. The opening bell on WCW's late fall tradition, Halloween weekend tradition, Halloween Havoc.
She'll be washing dishes by hand tonight.
More anticipation for this event than any Halloween Havoc I've ever been a part of.
Everybody's talking. The pilot on the plane came up to me the other day, asked me about it, asked me all kinds of questions about Hogan, about the Giant, about Flair, about Sting, about Luger, about Savage. I said, who's flying this bird?
Come here, woman.
Get up front. You don't belong back here asking me questions. So give me an extra second nuts as you go by.
Diamond Dallas, he loves being in this position where he is in command of the match. And right now he is. And it was off of a mistake by Bad. In the corner, there's an elbow. A lot of force behind that elbow by Page.
You know, they say it takes money to make money.
Yes, it does.
When this man won the $13 million, did you notice his role started? He started to be more intense. He started to take it serious in the ring. He put his sights on the television championship, and he went out and got it. Now he wants to be United States champion. And believe me, I believe that man's going to become United States champion someday.
Right now, of course, the U.S. heavyweight champion is Sting. Here's a lateral press, 1, 2. And soon as Sting arrives here to the Joe Louis Arena, he will find out what we all know, that Nature Boy Ric Flair has been attacked. And that tag team match is in serious jeopardy here. In the corner, Bad held his own, but nice move by Page.
Well, he moved that ring about 6 inches.
Belly to back suplex out of the corner. He's calling everything a 10.
It's over now for the Shell Answer Man.
And there's the card.
A 10.
Look, she's not agreeing with that.
Doesn't matter if she agrees or not. Look. Just do your job. Hold the card up, sweetheart.
She has been very she's been very upset.
Now all those dresses go back to the store, she'll be upset.
Whoa! It's the pancake.
She has to do her own hair and her own nails, she'll be upset.
He calls that move the pancake. Has him up as if it's going to be a pile driver, and then puts him chest and face first into the mat. And a reverse chin lock is applied for DDP. Nevertheless, we had a very good look at the Diamond Doll, or Kimberly, at Nitro recently, and she was upset about the attack by her man. There she is. And see, now she has a very concerned look on her face, and why would she if her man is in command of the match? That's my question.
She's a ditz.
She's gorgeous.
She may be beautiful, but there's nothing happening between them ears.
How do you know?
Because if there was something happening, she'd smile. She'd show those pearly whites and let him know that she's on his side. 13 million times she's on his side.
There you see the thug, Max Muscle at ringside.
Absolutely.
And Johnny B. Bad's managing to come back here. A second win for the Bad Man. Oh, a hair takedown ended that.
So much for Mr. Goodwrench.
Lateral press one more time.
Come on, Dallas. Forget about that referee. You're not going to gain anything arguing with that idiot. Go back and put the boots to Johnny B. Bad. Keep him down. Keep him grounded.
Down he goes. Later to come in this program, not only up on top of Cobo Hall, the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks, but in the arena tonight. The man who literally built Cobo Hall, sold it out every other week. The Sheik will be here along with Sabu, the original Sheik. And he'll face JL later on in this telecast. Plus, Road Warrior Hawk looks for revenge. And what about Ric Flair? And, of course, Lex Luger and the Macho Man Randy Savage may have not one but two matches tonight.
You realize the Sheik and Sabu make the Melendez brothers look like Laurel and Hardy?
I have no comment on that one. As we see Diamond Dallas in the corner, whip him in. A reversal. Johnny B. Bad. He's got a backslide. 1, 2.
The shoulder's not down.
Wow, what a clothesline.
And trust your cards to the man with the star. It's over.
1, 2. And a 2 count kicking out. We are in front of some of the greatest sports fans in the world here in Detroit. The home of the Red Wings, Joe Louis Arena. Watch out. Leaped over the top, and Diamond Dallas hammered the head of Johnny B. Bad. And there's a press here. 1, 2, and
no.
Bad reverse it. 1, 2.
You can't be nonchalant with Johnny B. Bad. You can't be nonchalant with anybody here at WCW. When you got an opportunity to pin a man, you better take advantage of it, Shivani.
Scoop. And a power slam that time.
You didn't see him doing these moves a year ago.
2.
This man has improved.
No, there's no question. People will tell you who know Diamond Dallas very closely that he has put a lot of effort and time into developing a repertoire in the ring, and hey, it's paid off. I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you got to work hard.
There's no excuse, Tony, for having money.
No excuse for having money. Let me write that one down.
When you have money, you don't have to make excuses.
And burnt. Up on top. Top wrist lock. Bad mounting to come back. Look at this. The leverage advantage given to Max Muscle. Once again, a press and a 1, 2. No, did not get it.
Come on, referee. See how long it took him to get in position? George Burns could have beat him there.
Elbow.
Don't waste time with him, Dallas. Do not waste time with that man.
Who's he talking? Oh, he's talking to Max Muscle, screaming at Max Muscle to get up on the apron, which is his advantage to loosen the tape on the hand and blatantly choke Johnny B. Bad.
Come on, Johnny, this is your opportunity. Don't choke.
Yeah, not funny.
You get it? You get it?
Yo, I got it.
You get it?
There you see him screaming at Max Muscle to get up on the apron. And of course, Nick Patrick doing his job.
She's shaking her head.
Making sure he was getting down. She's not liking these tactics at all. As a matter of fact, she's getting angry right now.
Oh, she's going to pout. What, you going to hold her breath? Tear up a charge card? What you going to do?
I don't know. As long as they keep the camera on her, though, I'm cool. And holding now. The headlock. There, once again, screaming at Max Muscle. So there is a game plan from Diamond Dallas here. And that is obviously...
Well, Schiavone, when you're a champion, you better have a game plan for every one of your opponents, especially here at WCW. There are so many stars showing up on the scene, so many people, so much talent. Everything's happening right here, and believe me, if you're not prepared, you can get knocked off very, very quickly.
They are packed to the rafters here at the Joe Louis Arena. And of course, the city got a big sports boost just yesterday when they announced they were building a new stadium for the Detroit Tigers.
And there is no truth to the rumor that I will manage the Detroit Tigers.
Next to the legendary Fox Theater here in Detroit. Up on top. And once again, Johnny B. Bad showing his heart, his determination. And there he's screaming for Max again. Reaching out for get the leverage, and Max a little bit too close, and a pickup, and a great belly to back by Johnny B. Bad. But can he cover?
That took too much out of Johnny B. Bad right there. You know, Page is a big man. What does he tip the Toledo's at? 270, 275?
Think so.
And he came right down on top of Johnny B. Bad.
That's right, standing 6'4".
I mean, to do that move effectively, you got to do it early. While you still have all your strength, before you're not out of gas.
Into the midsection.
And you've got to watch Johnny B. Bad's left hand from a distance.
Oh, the quickness again. Bad trying to get up. He was ready to haul off and hit him with the right hand, but it was Diamond Dallas Page with the first blow. He missed. Picked him up. Inverted atomic drop that time. Nicely done. Bad getting maybe his third win of this match. And he picks him up. There's the atomic drop the other way. Bad wobbly, but he's got the left hand moving. And I mean, from downtown Detroit with that right hand. Reversal into the ropes, up on top. Flying head scissors.
I don't think the Diamond Man knows where he's at right now.
And I think Johnny B. Bad does. He's up on top. Double axe handle blow.
Don't waste your time, Johnny B. Bad. That man has the gold. He's the champion. Don't look at her.
Oh, she's giving him a 10.
You're fired. Get rid of her.
1, 2, and no. She gave him a 10.
Boy, when Dallas hears about this, you're going to find her in the morning at the unemployment line or some soup kitchen.
Boy, that's a moment to remember in WCW history. And you saw it only on Halloween Havoc. Powerbomb. Bad one, two.
No.
Well, barely got out of it. Very close to a
Great match.
Yep, that's why WCW is #1, because in the ring, we have no equal. Oh, the Diamond Dream! That's the move he calls the Diamond Dream. It's almost out of a hip toss. It is a bulldog-type maneuver or a DDT, and he worked it to perfection. The bad news is for Diamond Dallas, he's winded as well. Cannot make a lateral press here.
Well, he's taking a hell of a beating for the last, I would say, 10 minutes straight on. I mean, Johnny B. Bad hasn't let up. He suplexed this man. He's come off the top rope on this man, but he hasn't been able to hold his shoulders down for that 3 count yet.
Got a 2 count.
And he's used everything. He's used max muscle. He's used his game plan.
He's going for the diamond cutter here. He's going for it all. Johnny B. Bad held the ropes. 1, 2. No, sir. 2 count again. And
Close.
Bad's back in it now.
Close, but no Panatella.
In the corner, and this is where he made a mistake earlier in the match.
See, now I wouldn't slug it out with Diamond Dallas. I'd make him wrestle. Oh!
Over the top goes Diamond Dallas. Johnny B. Bad went almost out, but the match still continues.
Well, that's a disqualification. Johnny B. Bad threw him over the top.
Max Muscle helping Diamond Dallas to his feet. Watch out. Whoa. Oh.
Oh!
It's the bad day.
It's a bad night.
You're not kidding. It was a doubleheader as well. It sent Max Muscle down. Johnny B. Bad trying to complete the bad day. He's got it. 1, 2.
Come on, come on.
He got out of it.
What a match.
He got out of the bad day.
Well, if you can't finish him off with everything you've done to him by now, you're not going to, Johnny.
It's time for the Tutti Frutti. He's too close to Max Muscle. He's too close.
Whoa, put the brakes on.
The drop kick. They collide. The roll up.
It's all good.
1, 2. No, sir, he didn't get it.
Wow.
They were standing in the Joe Louis Arena.
Everyone was standing except Diamond Dallas.
We have seen just about everything, and we're just now kicking off Halloween Havoc. Max Muscle put on the brakes that time.
Not tonight.
Full Nelson applied. Diamond gets clothesline.
And Nick Patrick's letting him get away with it.
Max Muscle goes down. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of the match and new WCW World Television Champion, Johnny B. Bad.
How about that? How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Now take a look at Johnny B. Bad's hand. It's tape. There's something in there. And what are you showing the ivory for? Tootsie, you may be out of work by midnight.
I think that she likes Johnny B. Bad. Go ahead, Frank.
Look at this move. Johnny B. Bad over the top rope. Hurls himself right on top of Diamond Dallas and Max Muscle. Max pulls back. Nails Diamond Dallas by accident. Johnny B. Bad sucker punches Max Muscle behind the ear. Goes to the pin. 1, a 2, and a 3. And we got a new television champion.
There you go. That's a perfect 10, and that was given to Johnny B. Bad. Your winner and new World Television Champion. Hand him that belt. Oh, yeah. Johnny B. Bad. And what a way to kick off Halloween Havoc. And, you know, we've had some great Halloween Havocs, but as the anticipation grows for the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks, you know, let's talk about that Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks. Hulk Hogan and the Giant in the ring. It'll be the very first time that we have seen the Giant wrestle. We've seen him attack people on Nitro events. We have seen him choke Hulk Hogan many times.
I've never seen him wrestle.
He has never wrestled, so we are not sure. It's an unknown for Hulk Hogan. Combine that with the other unknown. You know Hulk Hogan can drive. You know the Giant probably has.
He always goes in limos. I've never seen him drive.
Well, nevertheless, but they've never been in a sumo monster truck. This is an unknown for both men. It's very dangerous, really, for both men.
Well, they're hooked together, correct?
Yeah, bumper to bumper.
Okay, now if you and I were hooked bumper to bumper and I pushed you off the roof, I'd go too.
That's right.
This could be a no-win situation for both of them. Very, very dangerous.
The object is to push your opponent out, both axles out, or flip him. As we go to the ring in our next bout on Halloween Havoc.
Kaboom.
Gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Dungeon of Doom from the land of Yin and Yang, Zodiac.
It's Zodiac. Isn't it, Brain?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean no? Yes.
Yes. Just thought I'd throw that out at you. And I tell you,
Throw it out with the rest of the garbage.
this fits. To have this man walk down the aisle at Halloween time just fits.
Well, obviously he's been riding in a convertible again with the top down.
We still have to come in our telecast Road Warrior Hawk. Lex Luger to take Ming. And in this match,
Well, you know, it's fitting that this man, the Zodiac, would be a member of the Dungeon of Doom because the Master, the Taskmaster, they come up with who knows what.
His opponent from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 235 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
one of the true great superstars in our sport, and what an ovation for the Macho Man Randy Savage.
God, I wish they wouldn't do that.
And the Macho Man is set to go. Now don't forget, if he wins his match, oh, hello there. If he wins his match here, and Lex Luger wins his match later on, it'll be a double bill for the Macho Man Randy Savage and for Luger.
A lot of tension going on between Luger, Savage, and Sting. Nobody trusts anybody. No one trusts anybody here.
let me add to that those three men, Luger, Savage, and Sting, have been talking, and it was Sting that on an event in the middle of the ring on WCW Monday Nitro in Chicago live, and as we are always live on Mondays, watch out, it was Sting who got both of these men to agree to maybe wrestle twice here. And it's Hulk Hogan has been listening in on what they've been talking about as well. And he's not too happy about the three men talking about their goals and aspirations.
He shouldn't worry about those three men. He better worry about that giant who's going to have him up on the roof in a little while, pushing him around like bumper cars.
Uh-oh, we have a problem in the ring. And I believe security is going to take care of that.
Another wannabe, just some punk.
Yeah.
Guy had too many cheap beers.
Head first.
But that's not important, a punk like that. This is important, watching Randy Macho Man Savage take it to the Zodiac.
Head first they go.
Savage is keeping him on the floor. He's going to punish him out here. Listen to the ovation for Randy Macho Man Savage.
Shoulder first. Now, fans, we need to make mention of the fact that, as we know, this was supposed to be Kamala. There's a scoop and a slam, and we had no idea what happened to him.
The way I understand it, Kamala was afraid of the Macho Man, told that to Kevin Sullivan or communicated it to him some way. Kevin went ballistic. He said, you work for me, you do what I tell you, and he beat Kamala up. That's what I understand, and got rid of him. Sent him back to Uganda.
The Macho Man up top with the slide elbow.
He's not going no place.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, with this one now, Schiavone, this puts extra incentive on Luger to win his match. He's got to now. It's put up or shut up. Let's see what you're made of. Look at him come off that top rope like a gazelle. Finds his mark. Drops the elbow on the Zodiac Man. You can say yes, you can say no, you can say maybe. Say whatever you want. But you're not going anyplace. So 1, 2, 3 for the Macho Man. Get ready, Luger.
And a big break for the Macho Man. He finished this match in short order, and now he has another match still to come. Well, it's good it didn't go 25 minutes. Your winner, the Macho Man. Celebration going on in the back as we go to Mean Gene and the new World Television Champion.
Thank you very much, Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan. It is a red-hot night here in Detroit. Halloween Havoc up and running, and still a whole lot of entertainment to come. By the way, speaking of sizzling, the WCW hotline is absolutely sizzling tonight on option 1. I overheard the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, talking to a man that he used to represent at another wrestling federation. I can't talk about it on the air. I certainly won't talk about it here on Halloween Havoc. However, I will talk about it tonight along with Mike Tenay and Mark Madden on the WCW hotline at 1-900-909-9900. Folks, please, this is some very hot news. Give us a call, 1-900-909-9900. Speaking of hot news, as you know, we have a brand new World Television Champion, a happy man here in the locker room. I think I heard a couple of corks popping for you, Johnny B. Bad.
There's going to be a celebration in the Motor City. Gene, I've been telling everybody, I promised the fans, and I promised myself most of all the trials and tribulations, all the adversity. I tell these kids, if you believe, you can achieve. And ever since I was a young boy, I dreamed of the day I'd be wearing the gold. And today, I'm here to tell you, and all those fans, dreams do come true. This is reality, the World Television title. Diamond Dallas Page gave me everything. I took it all, Gene.
You know, Diamond Dallas Page actually did not help his cause with the presence of this Max Muscle. And I must say, you're a tremendous technician because you capitalized on some of the mental mistakes they made.
Well, Gene, that comes from my intestinal fortitude. I never gave up, Gene. That's why I'm in the greatest professional sport in the world, World Championship Wrestling. I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to give up. I promise I'll always give 100%. I'm going to keep this beautiful belt. I'm a bad man.
Johnny B. Bad, don't run away. I want you to come on in here. You and I are going to go down to Greektown tonight, and maybe I can help you.
I'm buying you dinner tonight, Gene.
No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. In honor of your Tutti Frutti, I'm going to sing Tutti Frutti in the key of C down at Pegasus tonight.
I'd like to hear that, Gene.
Okay.
You know I got a front row seat for that one.
All right, we'll have a little Greek food, a little moussaka, perhaps some gyros, and some good times. Johnny B. Bad is absolutely delighted because, once again, he is the World Television Champion here at World Championship Wrestling. All right, Tony, Bobby, gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Gene, and congratulations, Johnny B. Bad. That was a great interview. Very emotional interview. It said a lot about the man behind the punch, Johnny B. Bad.
And Gene Okerlund singing in a restaurant should help the businesses of all the other restaurants, because no one's going to come into that place and listen to that guy sing Tutti Frutti with a mouthful of lamb chops.
All right, still to come, we're going to go up on top of Cobo Hall, right up on the roof, the battle of the sumo monster trucks. Don't forget Hulk Hogan and the Giant, and then later on they will also wrestle as well. But our next match is a revenge match as well.
Is that a stick shift or is it automatic?
I'm sure it's a stick shift. As well.
Ask a question, do you mind?
Nevertheless, we are going to go to the next match, a revenge match. Road Warrior Hawk to face Kurosawa. And as we take you back to the summertime, it was in Daytona Beach, live at the Clash of the Champions, when Road Warrior Hawk, what's wrong?
That's how Hawk's arm used to be.
Yeah, suffered an injury at the hands of Kurosawa. As a matter of fact, something that's never happened to Road Warrior Hawk before. Take a look.
On the WCW Clash of Champions Special Tag Team match, Road Warrior Hawk and Steve.
Oh my goodness! Did you hear that? He yanked back on the arm. Did you see it turned an obvious unnatural way back? And he may have
He broke his arm. He broke his arm. He tore his arm almost off his body.
They are calling for Chuck Tache, the WCW trainer, to come out and check. Doug Dillinger's come out as well, but it was a sneak attack from Kurosawa, who yanked back on the arm of Road Warrior Hawk, and Hawk is in serious trouble.
The next contest at Halloween Havoc is a special return match, sit for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Colonel Robert Parker from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 271 pounds, Kurosawa.
And if you talk to many of the WCW wrestlers, when that happened back in August at Daytona Beach, they were shocked because nothing like that has ever happened to Road Warrior Hawk.
But it was long overdue. You know, Hawk has broke a lot of people's arms and legs and backs and ripped ears off and everything. This is one street fighting tough human being. Payback is good.
You're with the #1 wrestling organization in the entire universe, World Championship Wrestling, where the big boys play. We've had some wild action already, and we're going to have action in and out of the Joe Louis Arena. Would you
the smoke?
Well, take a drink of water or something.
Water's not good for you.
His opponent from Chicago, weighing 269 pounds, Road Warrior Hawk.
Well, the good thing about having his arm broke and having it bent the way it was, he could scratch his back anytime he wanted to from any different position.
That's cute. One of the toughest our sport's ever seen, legendary Road Warrior Hawk. He and Animal, one of the finest, most dominant tag teams our sport's ever seen, but he's not thinking about that right now.
I don't know what goes through that mind. Shouldn't cut his hair with that weed whacker, though.
No question, when he comes in with the spikes on, you're not going to be attacked from behind when you have those spikes on.
You're not going to get many people to dance with him slow.
We got a fight going on as we anticipated, and here we go. Hawk is wasting no time. He is letting him have it with everything. Shoulder block.
You know, Hawk usually likes to rough you up a little bit, take you apart piece by piece. But I've never seen him come really at a person this fast, this hard, with this much intensity.
Whoa! Oh my goodness! A reverse neck breaker that time, and Hawk. It's been all Road Warrior Hawk here. Here's the cover, and Kurosawa got out of it. Hawk again.
Well, it doesn't seem to me like he's favoring either arm. But that arm can't be 100%, not the way it was snapped.
Well, now that happened back on the 6th of August. We are now heading to the month of November, so it's that time to heal.
Well, anyway, he don't care anyway. If it was broken, hanging there like a thread, he'd still be in there fighting.
Yep, you're not kidding.
He's goofy. He's a goofball.
Down goes Kurosawa. Intensity plus.
You sound like a fat girl sitting on a beanbag. Wow. You hear that?
Would you stop? Oh. I'm sorry, fans. You are too much. Back to the corner they go. Oh, showing the quickness. He went for the arm again, and Road Warrior cut him off. Did you see that? He grabbed the arm. He was going to try to do it again, and Road Warrior Hawk quickly cut him off. And that probably would be the game plan here. And I know Colonel Parker, one of the smartest men in our sport, he probably told Kurosawa, go for that arm, get it over with quickly.
Well, he didn't tell him to slap a headlock on him and keep him down. He said, take his wing off. Go for it. Go what you hurt before. Take off his wing.
Down he goes again in the Hawk.
What does that sign say?
It says Bobby the Brain for mayor over here to our left.
Yeah, just when I need to take a pay cut and live in a bad neighborhood.
Pick up. And a slam down. Oh, the fans with their signs here, the greatest fans in the world.
And they print very well
the
here.
Fans of
nice
WCW.
crayon.
Up on top. Elbow missed. This has been all Hawk.
Don't waste your time, though, Hawk. Turn your back on that man.
That's right. Don't turn your back and look at Colonel Parker. All right, sending Kurosawa to the near side. Here he comes. Road Warrior Hawk ahead of steam. Wow. Out. Ooh. And he slid all the way to the back safety rail. Here comes Hawk again. Forget about it.
Oh, not the Colonel.
There goes Colonel Parker. He's a quivering. Oh my. Hawk hit hard. And Kurosawa rolls him in. He hit that ring post very hard that time.
I think he chipped the paint. Not on his face, on the ring post.
In the ropes, Kurosawa. Nicely done.
Well, that big bird don't look too bad now, does he?
Kurosawa, fireman's carry, crucifix. Wow. Great execution by Kurosawa. Lateral press. 1, 2, right, 3. He beat him. And
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Kurosawa.
This isn't going to set well with Hawk.
Colonel Parker was holding the rope. He was holding the leg across the rope, for crying out loud.
Hawk had nowhere to go. He had to lay right on that mat. He had no leverage. He couldn't extend himself. He couldn't get the momentum to kick out of that. Very smart Colonel.
Incredible turn of events here.
I told you we'd be.
Well, you mess with the Colonel. That's what happens. You lose a match.
All right. There you see Colonel Parker, a little bit shaken but not stirred. And there's the fan favorite. And you can better believe it's going to be another day here. Take Colonel Parker out of ringside, and you're going to have a much different match. Brain, it's your turn to talk here.
Well, I'm just watching the intensity that Hawk's showing this man right here, what he's all about. Now the Colonel, standing there with his hat that Richard Petty gave him, not bothering his soul, attacked by Hawk. Well, there's your Hawk, bad wing and all. For the 1, 2, 3. He used the rope, so what?
Still to come, 2 battles with Hulk Hogan and the over 7'4" giant. But right now, let's take you back to Mean Gene Okerlund.
All right, Tony and Bobby, I've got a man that is pacing the floor. He won his match earlier over Zodiac from the Dungeon of Doom. Now, if Lex Luger happens to win his match a little bit later on against Ming, the face of terror from the Dungeon of Doom, that means that Luger and the Macho Man, Randy Savage, will indeed be meeting here at Halloween Havoc, and certainly that stimulates your interest in that Luger-Ming match.
One down, 1 to go. And you know what? I beat the Zodiac, yeah. And we had even a little audience participation, yeah, because I'm wild, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something, Hulk Hogan. I heard what you said about me a few days ago, yeah. And I don't think that you can separate business from friendship. I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you, don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Randy Savage, I know
Your mustache is crooked.
Your beard is a little sideways, too, but I don't want to get into that.
That's
I'm not
all
going
right.
to take personal pot shots at you or anybody else. That's not my nature.
Get in line, everybody's
I'm a little
after
better
me.
guy than that. I don't mind telling you.
Cool,
I'm a
man.
bigger man.
Cool.
Well, how did we get into this?
That's okay, man.
Very curious.
I'm gonna take Lex Luger because I know he's gonna beat Ming because I'm gonna make sure he does.
Can we just get away from the subject of the Luger potential Randy Savage match? I want to ask you one other question because everywhere I go, people are talking about these 2 monster trucks that are going to be colliding here a little bit later on. the Giant in the Dungeon of Doom truck, and your good friend Hulk Hogan in the Hulkster's monster truck.
My curiosity is killing me just like a cat would be killed by the curiosity, yeah, because of the fact machine versus machine and man versus man doubled and tripled by the exposure of the WCW Heavyweight Championship belt. Don't you think I have a little bit of interest right there?
I think you do.
Friendships, business is business. Hulk Hogan already drew the line in the sand. I'm just following it up. Yeah.
All right, we're going to be watching very closely.
Be a participant, and I'm going to be watching too through the video scope. Yeah.
Thank you, the Macho Man Randy Savage. He is one of a kind. Let's get you back inside Joe Louis into the ring.
You know, some of that mustache he has comes with a nose and glasses, too.
Does it really?
Yes.
Maybe they'll be in the stores for Christmas. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to look like Gene.
All right. JL makes his first WCW pay-per-view appearance, and this masked man, very mysterious, is a very fine wrestler. We've seen it before.
Talk about high-risk moves. That's what this man's all about. Very agile, very quick, and very secretive. I don't know anything about him. What does JL stand for? Jerk at lunch?
I don't know. Only you could think of something like that, Doug.
Just a loser.
But his opponent here is going to, I'm sure, ignite Halloween Havoc because there's only one Sabu.
And there's only one Sheik.
His opponent, accompanied to the ring by the legendary original Sheik from Bombay, India, Sabu!
Sabu, along with the original Sheik. And you know, Brain, the fans who've been following this great sport for years, and especially the fans here in Detroit, as Sabu gets into the ring with JL, know a lot about the Sheik. Oh, JL takes the first shot, and it was a good one.
And that's no cheese cutter he's got in his hand there. These are dangerous people, very dangerous people. You know, they converse with each other without even saying a word.
He caught both Sabu and Sheik goes down. Wow. The Sheik, one of the wildest, maybe the wildest man ever to step in the ring. Nobody home on that one. As a matter of fact, he held the United States Heavyweight Championship for years and years and years, and his...
Look at this!
Wow, Mr. J up on top. As a matter of fact, the Sheik's feud with Bobo Brazil in this town, they said, lasted for over 20 years.
That's right. And this feud with Dick the Bruiser. I mean, this man destroyed more rings, more ringside chairs, more opponents than anybody. And Sabu is just a chip off the block, believe me.
Following in the footsteps. And we've had a lot of big-time wrestling.
Look at that!
Sabu with great agility tried a reverse moonsault, but nobody was home. Mr. JL now trying to take some high risk of his own. He's going to try a maneuver. And he caught Sabu. Hooks a leg, and Sabu's out of it in two. Pick up. Power bomb. 1, 2. Sabu just rolled the right shoulder up.
You know, Sabu is exactly like the Sheik. They don't feel any pain. His body is all scarred up. I mean, this man goes through tables. He goes through chairs, ring steps. What chances he takes.
Sabu moving out of the way. The ropes have been used a lot here. Look at that. That'll squash your head for you. 1, 2, got a 2 count. And the Sheik holds his ground firmly in the corner of Sabu here.
You never know where he's going. He may go to the catwalk and jump on you.
1, 2, got a 2 count that time. Sabu, a man, we talked about it, you talked about it, Brain, using tables, chairs. He has picked up these steel steps, he's thrown them on people.
He's barred in about 17 countries.
Uppercut, Sabu right hand to Mr. JL. Some of the more spectacular moves we've ever seen.
Oh, no.
Wow. Sunset flip, 2, got a 2 count. And there
He
you
didn't get him.
There you see the Sheik who's kind of rebounded here, right at ringside with Sabu. to propel the drop kick and then send Sabu out. And there you see the Sheik.
Time for shish kebab.
They say he's the man, the Sheik, that built Cobo Hall. In a moment, Hulk Hogan and the Giant will run on top of Cobo Hall.
What great wrestling history in this city.
Oh, using the ropes, tremendous move, lateral press.
He got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match,
Oh my goodness, did you see that? The Sheik burned him. Oh, the Sheik threw a ball of fire right in that man's eyes and face and that mask.
Well, that is Vinny Sheik. He's done it to so many people in this sport. And Mr. JL is just another statistic as far as he's concerned. Sabu and the Sheik bring wildness.
Tony, the man just threw a ball of fire in the man's face. How do you throw a ball of fire?
I don't know, Brain.
He threw a ball of fire in Mr. JL's kisser. Watch this, Sabu. This is from the top rope, humanoids. From the top rope. Look at the agility here. Do not try this at home on the ironing board. It will not work. Wow. And watch this. Mr. JL's laying there. There's a ball of fire.
Yes, a ball of fire, I know. The mystery that surrounds the Sheik and surrounds Sabu as Sabu comes in with a big win. His first win in his first big pay-per-view event here at World Championship Wrestling. Fans, as the anticipation grows to the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks on top of Cobo Hall, and to the first time we've seen the Giant in the ring. We first saw the Giant, of course, we had seen the Giant make very mysterious appearances throughout many events leading up to Bash at the Beach, if you'll recall. And then we saw the Giant come out and throw the shirt of Andre towards Hulk Hogan. But it was in the Dungeon of Doom when the Giant first struck. We knew the Giant was around. We didn't know he was a part of the Dungeon of Doom. But it was all part of the great game plan laid down by the Master and by the Taskmaster to get rid of Hulkamania.
Well, I'll tell you, these two are better than Dean Witter when it comes to investing time. They've invested their life, their career, in getting rid of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, you know nothing about the Giant except he's a big man and he hurts your neck. But he knows everything about you. He's watched you since he was a little boy. He's watched you with his father. He's got films and video, everything on you. Hogan, you are at a loss tonight.
As a matter of fact, we do have here with us tonight not only the Taskmaster, of course, Kevin Sullivan, but the Master is here as well live as we take you now, as promised, to the Taskmaster's lair. Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, and the Master.
Sullivan, my son! The moon is full over Detroit, Michigan. The stars, Sullivan, are lined up, and the great Milky Way is ready for you, my son. In Tokyo, Japan, and Peking, China, it's the start of another day. They say, Sullivan, my son, that there will be a total eclipse of the sun today around the world. Because, Sullivan, we are here, right here now. And tonight, you will walk upon the galaxies because your Giant and the insurance of the Yeti, you will destroy Hulkamania around the globe.
Hogan, in Detroit, we brought the insurance policy. It is written from the bones of Benares. A giant shall lead us through the next century. Hogan, when you put on the black, the evil that lies inside of you is now out of control. The monster truck, there's nothing you can do about that. When it's hinged on, the Dungeon of Doom truck's the strongest of them all. And Hogan, you don't have a friend in the universe. Sting, Luger, and Savage are all vultures clicking at your heels. Tonight, Hulk Hogan, Detroit Lightning does not strike twice in this universe.
So there it is from the Taskmaster, and I want to bring up a point here. Brain, that they made a mention of the fact the insurance policy is here in Detroit tonight. So we left you this past Monday on WCW Monday Nitro Live. We saw the Yeti that they brought from the Himalayas break out of the ice, and apparently the Yeti is here as well. The insurance policy they talked about.
Well, they're talking about an insurance policy, but last week on Nitro, I left before that black ice exploded. I didn't want to be around it. I didn't want to know what's inside the ice, but I guess this man is huge, or a creature. I don't know what it is.
Yet another giant.
But they mean business. The Taskmaster, he was frothing out there. He's frothing.
Speaking of meaning business, let's go to Mean Gene Okerlund.
I don't know if I should be talking, Tony, to my insurance agent or if I should try to get a hold of Kelvin Sullivan. I need an interpretation on what the master just happened to say. Now, joining me at this time, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the WCW Harley-Davidson sweepstakes is Mike Hill from Coleman, Alabama. Congratulations. I'm also joined by Tony Carlini, also the lovely Doris Taylor, who is part of Carlini's California connection, and the World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan, along with Mike's fiancée. I should point that out for the record. And I understand you're going to make Hulk the official presentation.
Well, you know something, brother, going into this Halloween Havoc, it was really important that I was on a roll, brother, and the fact that Maniac Mike won the Harley-Davidson, brother, just kind of gives me that little extra edge I need, brother, because he's already told me how he's getting it back to Alabama. You can ask him that later. It gives me that little extra edge to know that the Maniacs are on my side. And, you know, as I present Maniac Mike with the keys, brother, we got somebody called Cadillac Jack, Tony Carlini, in the back, brother. He's the best Harley-Davidson builder around, brother. He's blowing all those California boys away. He's got his first shop right here in Detroit, Michigan, brother. And I think if I bend Carlini's arm a little bit, Maniac Mike, he might have to put a little bit extra chrome on that thing. How about it, Cadillac Jack?
What about it, Tony?
I'm sure we can accommodate him. Doris Taylor, our manager here for the Detroit store.
All right, I'm going to get Doris up front and center here so we can see her smiling face. Doris, tell us what Carlini's has in store for our winner, Mike Hill.
Well, Mike, first I'd like to congratulate you on winning the Harley-Davidson. We've put together an apparel package for you here, some sweatshirts, t-shirts, and a hat, and also back at our store in Redford, we have an exhaust system, some Carlini paint savers, and a Carlini torque arm. We'd like to invite you back to the store to pick it up and take it back with you. Again, thank you.
All right,
Safe
terrific.
riding.
I could probably use an extra exhaust pipe. Hulk Hogan, I want to point out for the record that this Harley-Davidson, if I go back 6 or 7 weeks, means a great deal to you, and it may all culminate here tonight.
Well, you know something, brother. The little Hulkamaniacs gave me one just like that. And at the time, I said, it'd be a beautiful thing if we gave one away to a Hulkamaniac so we could ride side by side, brother. So, you know, I just want to touch the seat to remember how it felt, brother. And that's the last thing I'm going to touch lightly tonight, brother, because later on, man, just like Maniac Mike said, he's going to ride that sucker all the way back to Alabama. I'm going to ride that giant through the straddle of the night, brother. And when he starts huffing and puffing and running out of gas, I'm going to squash him just like he squashed my HD, brother.
All right, Doris, speaking of touching seats, are we have anything special here? I think I caught her on that one. That's a little inside problem.
I got Cadillac Jack and the Highwaymen watching my back, brother. I ain't worried about nothing. You got that right?
I've got that.
Yeah.
Monster truck competition still to come here. I want you to stand by. Our winner once again from Coleman, Alabama is Mike Hill. Mike, congratulations to you. Now, how are you going to get this Harley from Detroit to Coleman, Alabama?
We're going to straddle it and ride that sucker all the way back home.
I love to hear that. How about that? We've got a big crowd on hand. Jimmy Hart, I want to thank you. Doris Taylor, and of course, Tony Carlucci. Thanks a million for coming here. And the California Connection and WCW Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan. You still have got a lot of business to conduct yet here tonight.
Brother, first it's machine against machine. I'm going to push that giant right out of the circle, brother, and then I'm going to take him in the ring and lay him next to his father right here in Detroit, brother.
Thank you very much. Right now, let's bring you up to date on our next pay-per-view spectacular.
WCW declares war with the biggest battle royal in wrestling history. It's WCW's World War III, live and only on pay-per-view.
WCW World War III is coming your way in the month of November. It is going to be incredible. It's going to be the first time ever 3 rings. You heard me right. You've seen 2 before, but never 3. 3 rings in 1 arena. We do understand there's going to be 1 giant in each ring, and 60 men will vie for the championship of World War III. We do understand the winner of World War III will get a title shot at the World Heavyweight Champion, who by the time the night's over could be the giant as well.
You know that motorcycle will look very nice in that trailer court where he lives, and parked right next to those other cars up there on the rocks and cement blocks, and right next to that little one of those round
you can
swimming pools,
like.
you know, those
Yeah.
nice $4 swimming pools. Yeah, that bike will look real nice there. Hogan, you better touch your own seat, and you better super glue it to a chair, because the last thing you want is to get up on the roof. It's going to happen, Hogan, real soon.
Let's go to Dave
I'd like
Penzer.
to hit you.
This contest at Halloween Havoc is set for 1 fall. If Lex Luger wins this match, he will face Randy Savage later tonight. Introducing first, representing the Dungeon of Doom from the Kingdom of Tonga, weighing 309 pounds, Ming!
Ming, along with the Taskmaster, making his way to the ring, and Ming owns a win over the Total Package Lex Luger already. As a matter of fact, by use of the golden spike that he pulled out from his belt.
Well, Ming will use anything. You don't really need anything to beat you. This is just one tough man. But Tony, you're never going to see Lex Luger in better shape than he looks. I saw him in the back about an hour and a half ago, standing there doing an interview with some people from the press, and I've never seen a body on a man look better.
His opponent from Chicago, weighing 268 pounds, the Total Package, Lex Luger!
The Total Package Lex Luger. Here at WCW's Halloween Havoc.
But you know, running through his mind right now, he's thinking about the Macho Man. If I get by Ming, I'm going to have it out with the Macho Man.
Brain, I want to talk a little bit about what happened this past Saturday. As a matter of fact, just yesterday on WCW Saturday Night, as Luger wrestled Shark, it was very apparent that Ming came in, kicked the Shark in the back of the head, helping Luger get the win. The Taskmaster calmly walks out. The Shark was shocked about what happened. The Taskmaster calmly walked away and said, "See you tomorrow." There's a lot of people who think that Luger may be in cahoots, so to speak, with the Dungeon of Doom.
Well, every time the Dungeon of Doom have come to the ring and attacked an opponent, even if they're wrestling Luger, they never bothered Luger. They never put a hand on Luger. Luger was on the floor. And Kevin Sullivan walked right up to him. Usually he puts the boots to you. Usually he takes your head and dribbles it off the floor. But he didn't do nothing. Something is going on here.
Halloween Havoc going on here in Detroit. Good to have you with us. This is where the action is, where the superstars are, and you see Lex Luger, who incredibly arrived on the scene on the 4th of September in our first live Nitro event for the Mall of America in Minnesota. He wanted to be here where the big boys play. He wanted to be in the #1 wrestling organization in the world and go after the #1 prize in the entire sport, the WCW World Heavyweight title. So there's a lot of things going on since then.
Look at this.
Look at the strength of Luger. Luger with a catapult on Ming.
I told you, Tony, I've never seen him look better. But he doesn't look focused, does he? He He looks like he's thinking about something. Something's on his mind.
Maybe he's thinking about Savage.
Oh, of course he is, but I don't know. See, that's why you got to watch WCW Pro Saturday mornings. That's why you got to watch WCW Saturday night. That's why you got to watch the main event on Sundays. That's why you got to watch Nitro on Mondays. Things are happening here so fast at WCW. This guy could be a mailman tomorrow. Who knows what he's going to do? This man will do anything. He will do anything. Things are changing so fast here. Okerlund could have a head of hair by Thursday.
I don't know if that would ever happen. In the ropes, and he ducked. And that was a very big mistake by Luger. He telegraphed that one. Ming, small package. Got it too.
But Ming does possess that knowledge of all the martial arts. Man was a sumo. The man is was a bodyguard. The man's done it all. He's just one tough customer.
And he is truly one of the most dangerous men. Of course, with Ming, with the Giant, with Zodiac.
Wait a minute, Tony. Is Ming a member of the Dungeon of Doom?
Yeah.
Well, explain to me why Kevin Sullivan is out there with him if Luger's involved with the Dungeon of Doom. That don't make sense to me.
One of the biggest questions going on. Ming goes outside. And there you see the Taskmaster helping Ming to his feet.
Boy, he's a troubled man. His mind is constantly thinking bad thoughts. Every day's Halloween Havoc for the Taskmaster.
It's a different Taskmaster at ringside.
It's a different Taskmaster every time you see him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very mellow.
Hello.
Oh, Luger takes the advantage of that and throws Ming into the ring post. Shoulder first.
Here's your golden spike. Try to use it now with a bad arm. Takes a lot to hurt Ming. I mean, it takes a lot to hurt him. You could probably throw him off the roof in the truck. Wouldn't bother him. Probably be the nice evening he ever had.
Pulling down on the arm, and Lex Luger now getting some advantage here.
And Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, is keeping his distance from the total package. But look at, they're having eye contact. Look at it, now he's looking over at Ming.
And
he's a strange one.
We want to let you know that we do understand that Ric Flair has been attended to. Sting has finally arrived to the arena. They'll be wrestling coming up in just a few moments. And we are not so sure how this team is going to fare against Arn Anderson and Flying Brian. Flair right now, we do understand, getting medical attention as we speak. He was attacked right at the beginning of our program.
And where was Flair's good buddy Sting? The man he asked to help him. Wasn't even in the building yet. Great partner to have. Ming, don't talk to the humanoids. You've got a huge, powerful man in there that wants to beat your hide.
Ming right on the back of the neck. And Ming telegraphing. Luger blocks it. Lex Luger firing back on Ming. Big right hand blows. And not many people can say they can stagger Ming back with a right hand, but Luger has the power to do it.
Tyson couldn't do it.
Ming hits hard, and Luger hit harder that time. There's Ming. Waist lock. Luger made, yes, he picked him up. Ming falls on Luger. 1, 2, and Luger kicks out in 2.
No, Ming did not fall on Luger. Ming was smart enough to turn his body in the air. While he was in the grasp of Lex Luger, he managed to turn his body, shift his weight. That's how good this man is, and that's how powerful Luger is.
Shoulder block.
Oh, God. What do you say, Luger? You want to stop?
And Nick Patrick asking Lex Luger if he wants to continue here.
Well, you don't have to ask Ming. That man will never quit. Look at Kevin Sullivan, as close as he is to Luger. Look at the eyes, look at the eyes. That says it all.
Ming holding the thumb up in the air. I was thinking maybe he's going for the spike here. Now remember, he can, of course, use that thumb as a nerve hold, Asiatic spike. But once he puts the golden spike over top of it, that's illegal.
If the referee sees you. You've never gone 56 miles an hour?
Yes, I have.
Ah, that's illegal.
That's right.
If
and no referee that's right, no referee ever saw me go 56 feet. Right into the midsection now. Boy, you are looking at a complete fighting machine in Ming. This makes the Dungeon of Doom even stronger. And now we know. We heard from the Taskmaster that the Yeti, the insurance policy, is here somewhere. Will he get
He's
involved?
here at Joe Louis Arena?
They said the insurance policy is here. He may be on the roof of Cobo Hall. He may get involved.
Yeah, I didn't think he meant here. Here tonight. He says he's here. I thought he meant with the Dungeon of Doom. He's physically in the building.
That's what I thought it was. That's why they got the Yeti.
Do not leave your sofa or you're a lazy boy. Stay tuned. Who knows what's going to happen?
1, 2. Luger got out of the pile driver. And Ming, out of frustration, applies a choke. There you hear Nick Patrick warning Ming again. But I'm not so sure Ming's going to even heed those warnings. He is on the attack, and he pulls the reverse chin lock. The close physical contact, the man-on-man competition, plus machine-on-machine competition that only you can see in World Championship Wrestling. It is right here.
And who knows what's going to happen on Nitro tomorrow night.
Also want to remind the fans, we will be in Dayton, Ohio, live tomorrow night at the Hare Arena for WCW Monday Nitro Live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on TNT. And you're right, who knows what's going to happen there? Who knows what's going to be left of
Hulk Hogan.
Of Hulk Hogan or the Giant.
We may have a new champion tomorrow night on Nitro.
There you see our capacity crowd on hand here at the home of the Red Wings, the Joe Louis Arena in downtown Detroit. Hockey Town, USA is what they call it here. 70 years, can you imagine that? The Red
They have
Wings
70-year-old hockey players?
No, the Red Wings have been here the 70th year of the Red Wings.
Well, another 70, maybe they'll win one.
Came very close a year ago. Here we go, here we go. Clothesline.
Oh!
Both men crossbody. Luger could have it here. No, did not.
There's still too much fight left in Ming. He's still up on his feet. He's still going in the forward direction. There's no reverse gear there, as Hogan wished he would have with his monster truck.
A pickup, belly to back, and Ming executes a nice move.
You know, if Jimmy Hart was smart, he'd have got here earlier today and put some sugar in the gas tank so that truck wouldn't work. Is there anything that's going to save his man?
2 count.
Well, this man is a finely tuned machine, too.
One of the greatest.
But boy, Luger's taking a heck of a beating here. You notice Luger has gone longer in this match than Savage went with Zodiac. And look at Kevin Sullivan. He's talking. Maybe we can hear. Let me send my man Woody down there with a handheld. Yeah, go down to the ring now, stupid.
Yeah, you keep talking to Woody like that.
Woodrow.
You know, I think what is happening here is that maybe Sullivan wants Luger to be a part of the Dungeon Doom, and Luger is not yet committed.
I mean, Luger has turned his back on this man. The average person would have been scratched all over their back. Their hair would have been pulled out. He'd have taken your bicuspids out, your molars. He'd have ripped your lips off. So look at him. He's talking to the total package. There is something going on here.
The night the Dungeon Doom is waited for, going on right now in a very different Taskmaster as Ming is up on the middle turnbuckle.
And you notice the Taskmaster is not telling Ming to come out on the floor, is he? He's making him stay in the ring, and that's not like Kevin Sullivan. And believe me, Tony, it's not a good streak he's got going through him now. That man is mean. Mean.
Left hand to the head. Oh, to the midsection with the flat of the boot. And that hurt him.
Still, Kevin Sullivan does not make a move to interfere.
Luger trying to pull himself up, and Ming on the attack once again. Brain to the top. Oh, shoulder block. Luger trying to mount a comeback here. And a rake to the eyes.
You know how hard it must be for Kevin Sullivan to be that close to a wounded opponent with his back turned to you and not do nothing?
I need to ask you a question very briefly about the top of the program. Our fans just saw the main event live on TBS right before we came on the air, and of course in our pregame show as well. Saw you at a table, at a executive booth, so to speak, with linen cloths and a gentleman. Can you tell us who he was and what he was all about?
The man is a businessman, a friend of mine from Japan, and I have him here as my guest, and we were having a little sushi and some champagne, and we were just having a friendly evening on the town here. Nobody's concerned.
Is there some sort of business deal you're working?
I'm always working some kind of a business deal, but it's nobody's business.
Up and down he goes. Luger sending back in.
Has nothing to do with you or WCW, believe me. It's a personal matter.
Well, you're out there where everyone can see you.
We're in the money.
Would you stop?
Oh, I know you're going to ask me about the envelope he handed me, right?
What about it? Just right at the top.
Well, it's just discount tickets to a Japanese restaurant, that's all. It's not cash.
Luger's going to try it a third time. Down he goes. Great effort by the total package that time. And, buddy, he earned that one.
Well, he almost took him out of his shoes.
Sending Ming in. Back body drop.
He's measuring him.
Luger clotheslines him again. And again.
You know, he's got steel on that arm from a motorcycle accident he was in a couple years ago. And he'll take advantage of that arm whenever he can. Lex Luger's no dummy. He knows how to win.
One of the finest in our sport. Sends him in, picks him up, and power slams him down.
And that's not easy to do to Ming. You'll never get him on his back, though.
He's going for the golden spike. He's got it on his thumb. You saw it, Brain, and so did I, and everyone around the world. Except the referee, and he nailed him with it.
Well, Savage, you can take your boots off. You're done for the night.
Wait a minute. Sullivan stopped the count.
Well, he came in and kicked Luger.
No,
wasn't even a kick.
He kicked Ming.
He had outside the ring disqualification.
There's internal turmoil here now. There's a reason.
He got the golden spike on. It was over.
He wanted Luger to win this match. He sacrificed his own man so Luger would win this match. It's like catching the ball on the 1 yard line and then handing it to the defender, helping him run the other way. This does not make sense to me.
He apparently wants Luger to meet Savage, which he will now do thanks to that disqualification.
But he's going to be at quite a disadvantage, Luger, because he's put in some time here with Ming. He's been in this ring for close to, I would say, over 15 minutes. And there you see Ming going into his boot. He removes the golden spike, I guess.
Yeah,
puts it on his finger. Luger comes to pick the man up. Probably the Flying Merriman to small package him. Nails him right in the throat. Now Luger is spam right now. He's not going anyplace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count to 10.
1, 2,
and there's Kevin Sullivan.
And the Taskmaster came right in, just calmly put the boot to stop the match. Here's the golden spike again. Very obvious that he had tucked it away. Look at that.
I'm not sure who he kicked. I don't even care.
All right, our capacity crowd anticipates some more great action, but right now we take you back to Mean Gene Okerlund.
You know, Tony and Bobby, I've got to say some rather strange things are happening within the ranks of the Dungeon of Doom here tonight in Detroit, in the Motor City at Halloween Havoc. The big man next to me is, of course, the 7-foot, 4-inch, 400-pound plus Giant. Let me set the table, if I may, for tonight, Giant. Momentarily, we're going to see you and Hulk Hogan on top of the roof here at the adjacent Cobo Hall in your monster trucks in the machine versus machine competition. 3,000 horsepower between the two vehicles. I understand some 11 or 12,000 pounds. And certainly you've got to have some thoughts going into this one.
Well, my thoughts right now, me and Gene, are very simple. Number one, if Hogan has the courage to show up, if he finds the heart to meet me on the roof of Cobo Hall, when we hook up, grill against grill, truck against truck, machine against machine. In that 100-foot diameter, it's not going to be big enough because I'm going to push them right clean off the roof. And if there's anything left, right out here, Joe Louis Arena, Hulk Hogan is going to end up giving me the World Championship belt because I'm going to choke slam him right through the floor. Do you understand me?
Look at that hand. You've got to be kidding me. Please, from now on, I'll hold the microphone, or you can hold it for that matter. Now, let's talk about something else. In the ring, as you alluded to, right here in front of a capacity crowd at Joe Louis Arena, WCW Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan putting the title on the line after the monster truck competition against you. Quickly, sir.
If he lives, I'll tell you one thing right now. Hogan is going to get the beating of his life. WCW Heavyweight Championship on the belt. Hogan, you're mine, and don't forget it, you understand me?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Giant is going to be meeting Hulk Hogan 2 times yet tonight here at Halloween Havoc. Machine versus machine, man versus man. Hogan and the Giant, live from the Motor City. Let's get you back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team challenge is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Horsemen
Doesn't look good for Hogan,
from the
does
state
it?
of Minnesota, weighing 250 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson.
His tag team partner from Hollywood, California, 235 pounds, Ryan.
Well, they feel very confident and very cocky because, they've already put the ball in their court, so to speak, attacking Nature Boy Ric Flair before this telecast even started.
I want to know how badly they attacked him. I haven't gotten word yet. Is it his legs, his arms, his back, his neck, his head? What is wrong with Ric Flair? And why wasn't his partner there, Sting, to help him? That's what I'd like to know.
He had been receiving medical attention. As a matter of fact, during the last match, he was still in there with the doctor.
He needs psychiatric help.
Your opponents first, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 242 pounds, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. His tag team partner from Venice Beach, California, weighing 251 pounds, the WCW United States Heavyweight Champion, this is Sting.
There is no Ric Flair.
Okay, we gotta get some word from the back now. Are they still working on Flair? Have they removed him to the hospital? Has he put his tail between his legs and headed back to Charlotte? We gotta know right now what's going on here. On Nitro, remember? Flair went out by himself and took on Arn Anderson and Pillman. And then Sting showed up later. But now we know Flair's been worked over.
Now back then, Sting did not trust Ric Flair, so he did not come out. But as you know, and you were there, at that time, Rick really proved himself. They agreed finally, and Sting finally trusted Ric Flair. But now it's Sting.
He's gonna go it all by himself, isn't he?
We have no idea the condition of Ric Flair, where he is. We just know we're told that he was attacked by Arn Anderson and by Flying Brian.
Well, for Ric Flair not to come to the ring, for Ric Flair not to crawl out here on his hands and knees, tape himself up, wrap himself up, put splinters on, do whatever you have to do. Give yourself an appendectomy. It doesn't matter. He would be in that ring if he could. That's the Nature Boy I know, and you know, and the people know.
Reversal into a hammerlock, Arn Anderson. Sting at a obvious, and I don't have to say it, it's repeating the obvious disadvantage here. But
I mean, Sting is good, but he's not Superman. You're messing with kryptonite right there in Arn Anderson and Flying Brian.
The fans are chanting almost in unison. We want Flair. Knee to the midsection, double axe handle. Full Nelson applied. Look at this double teaming going on.
And look at this. 20-some thousand people here at Joe Louis Arena. They're looking to the back. They're looking to see where Ric Flair is.
Sting drops Arn Anderson. The United States Heavyweight Champion Sting.
Take your time. Take your time. It's 2 against 1.
Get that camera out of my face!
Sting's not going anyplace. Brian, don't worry about that camera. Worry about the Stinger. Let him do all his fancy moves. Let him do it for the Stingers. He's all yours, believe me.
It was a long and difficult time for Ric Flair when he and Arn Anderson went at it. Flying Brian helped Arn Anderson get the win in our last pay-per-view. If you'll recall, fans, fall brawl. Then Flair was looking for a partner. He looked to Sting. He asked him for weeks and weeks and weeks. Finally, Sting reluctantly agreed. They wrestled together. Were scheduled to wrestle together on Night 12. Sting did not come out. Flair took on both men. Sting finally came in there, and they had a tremendous match. And now together, but not together tonight, thanks to this duo. And look at Sting going right backhand.
But see, Sting is using a lot of energy. He's using a lot of energy on both these men. I don't care how good a conditioning he is. You're not going to fight Flying Brian and Arn Anderson 2 against 1 for very long. They will get you down, and they will wear their shoes out on you.
Most of this match, Flying Brian, Arn Anderson, they've been down on the floor. And Sting,
well, he's smart, Sting. He hasn't gone on the floor after him, where there's poles and ring steps and rails. You want me? Come on in the ring. That's where I'm at. I'm not going to waste any energy. I don't have to. This is one tough fight, and I got to be ready. That's probably what's going through Sting's mind.
already we have seen new television champion crowned.
Fluke.
And we have one more title match to go, and that, of course, is the big one. And the prelude to that will be the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks. Now he's on the floor, Brain.
Yeah, they baited him outside. He fell for it. I said Sting was tough. I didn't say he was bright. Oh.
Sting ducked both of them and clotheslines both of them down.
No, he was lucky. He was lucky.
Maybe you think he was, but this is why he's a former world champ, why he's the current U.S. champ, and will always be one of the greatest fan favorites this sport's ever seen. Not only because of his intensity, because of his desire, but because of his strength, his ability, his tenacity.
Shut up.
He has it all.
Would you co-sign for a house for the guy?
Fans are getting into this one now, even though it is a one-on-two. Oh, would you slap him in the face, Sting, and get it over with? Thank you. All right.
He's going up on the roof.
Yeah, he might go up there with the trucks.
He's going to feel like he fell off that roof in just a few seconds.
Look at the power of Sting, if you will. He wants Arn Anderson, and that's a determined face. All right.
Arn's a little reluctant here.
Come on, Mr. Enforcer.
But that's smart, though. You see a fire burning, you know you have to put it out, but you're not going to run into it. You're going to learn how to put out. You're going to get water. You're going to call the fire department. He's taking his time right now. He's trying to cool Sting down.
And it was. Arn Anderson, yes, you're exactly right with all of that, Brain. He is one of the greatest. And look at Flying Brian. Boy, what a jerk he's turned out to be. Man, you talking about belligerence.
Woodrow, go to the back and find out if Flair's still in the room with the trainer and the other medical people. Do it now. I'll get things done here.
You really browbeat your assistants, you know that?
Well, I pay him good.
Double axe handle. And Arn Anderson now taking some advantage on Sting here. Remember, fans, they can make that exchange. Sting cannot. There's no Ric Flair still, who was attacked earlier by both men. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! That's going to change the complexion of this match, as well as maybe a couple more matches for Flying Brian.
Oh, no.
Sting!
Oh, he launched him. He launched him like a rocket. He's out. Look at his eyes. They're in the back of his head.
And now the Stinger. Not many men in this sport can take on two men and be successful like this. Sting, one of them.
Pillman and Arn Anderson, they've had no offense.
It's been all Sting. Oh, that time.
That's using your head.
Yeah, it was the forehead of Flying Brian colliding with Sting's head, and that is an old Anderson tactic.
Oh, they'll sacrifice their bodies to win a match.
Gene and Ole Anderson used to sacrifice each other to win matches all the time, and that's where that came from.
That is great tag team.
Flair is here. Flair has made his arrival in the building.
He's not dressed to wrestle.
Ric Flair, taped up, is after Arn Anderson. Oh, yeah. The fans are staying to the Joe Louis Arena. Sting shoved on the outside.
Flair's not even dressed to wrestle.
He's got his street clothes on, basically.
Well, it doesn't matter. If you want to get your hands on somebody you don't like, you don't worry about how you're dressed. You just go do it. And that's what Ric Flair's here to do. He's just going to do it.
Flair has made it to the fans' delight standing here. Our capacity crowd at the Joe Louis.
By the look of that bandage, he's got to have 10, 15 stitches in his head.
Second year in a row, the site of Halloween Havoc.
Either that or it's a huge bump.
Think about Flair's career since last year at Halloween Havoc when he lost the retirement match, then was reinstated.
He's never been the same since. This Hollywood Halloween Havoc just ruins people. They're never the same after Halloween Havoc.
Sting fighting for all he's worth. Chops. Drop toe hold, gets him down in the corner. And Flair is livid. He wants in there badly.
Is Sting aware that he has a partner, that he can go make a tag?
That's a good point. He was shoved on the outside about the same time Flair came in. I think he should know now because his eyes are pretty much focused towards that corner.
Well, he's got to know Ric Flair's here. He's got to know he's up on that apron. He's got to make that tag.
Can you imagine Flair had lobbied all this time for the partner for this one match? Arn Anderson and Flying Brian, the snakes that they are, prevented Flair from getting into the ring.
Well, Flair wanted Sting as his partner. He wanted him more than anybody for his partner. He begged him. He pleaded with him. Oh, he's got his Italian loafers off. Look out. There goes a $1,200 shoe in the back of Arn's head.
Tag. They've taken the measure of Sting here. Double team. The knees! Oh. You can not only see that, you can feel that.
That do hurt.
Ric Flair.
Flair wants in there so bad, and when he comes in, the roof is going to go off this place, and it may blow the roof off of Cobo Hall.
Flair receiving medical attention, and Sting! Can he make it? He could not. Belly to back, put him back to the corner again. Here's the lateral, no.
Well, Sting has really taken a beating out here too. Well, I'd sure like to know what they did to Flair. Oh, stupid, get out of here. Woodrow just came back and said he can't find Flair.
Yeah, you pay Woodrow well. There's a 2 count. And the Stinger now, long way to go here.
This has been a very nice street fight. A very nice rumble, you might say.
Sting! Can he make it? Being pulled down by, oh, he's inches away. And Flying Brian.
Flair's running like Cigar, the racehorse.
My goodness, what action we've had here at Halloween Havoc. World Championship Wrestling.
This hold here made famous by the great Wilbur Snyder, and it's a very punishing hold. Your body's twisted one way, pressure's put on your hip, your neck's shoved forward, you have trouble getting your breath. A very, very good punishing hold. And the secret to it is keep the man in the corner. Use everything you have to.
Tag, and here comes Flying Brian. An open target for him that time.
Talk to him, Flying Brian. Upset him.
Head first, Sting.
But don't let Sting tag him.
Right now, Sting is down, but not out yet, fans. But he desperately needs to get the exchange. Flying Brian.
Is Sting a quitter? Will he quit?
No,
I heard rumor he would.
Brain, how long have you been at WCW? Going on 2 years now. You should know by now.
But I've heard rumor. Arn Anderson told me the man's a quitter.
Yeah, well, don't you believe Anderson? Oh, Flair grabbing it.
I mean, still to come. Savage Luger, Monster Trucks, championship title match. Wow. If you weren't here, this would really be fun.
Half crab. Well, I am here.
I know.
Tag, and here we go. Again, Sting, look at him crawling. You call that a quitter?
call that a coward.
A man who will crawl on his belly to make a tag?
He should stand on his own 2 feet like a man.
Yeah, well, it's
Not
hard.
crawl on his belly like a reptile.
It's hard to when 2 men are pounding on you.
Help me, Flair. Help me. They're kicking the pain off me. Couple little stingers. He just can't make it to the corner.
1, 2, and got a 2 count.
There's still fight left in him.
Almost had a handful of hair. Taunting going on by Flying Brian. And you can better believe, ladies and gentlemen, the fans are into this one. Everywhere here in the jam-packed Carlos Arena, Ric Flair's had enough.
But he hasn't gotten a good one in yet on Flying Brian. Flair's been inches away from getting into this ring.
Of course, he's not helping Sting out at all when it comes in like that. But Sting, another resurgence here. Get about it, it's the spine buster. 1, 2.
Sting, you big dummy. He was so close to the corner. He had Anderson rocking and reeling. All he had to do was duck under him, dive, make the tag to Flair. But no, he wanted to throw him in the ropes and do more damage. The man is a glutton for punishment. The man's greedy.
And Flying Brian now onto the legs of Sting. Take the legs out. Sting cannot get up to make a tag.
Sting don't look like he's going to sting anything tonight. He's not going to slap on that scorpion. He'll be lucky to make it to the corner.
Flair doing a lot of strutting, but yet...
Why would you want to get into the ring and have another beating?
I don't know, but oddly enough, Flair, for all of his anger, has not been able to touch Flying Brian nor Arn Anderson here.
Well, I'm surprised he's staying on the apron and listening to the ref. You would think Ric Flair would be in there clawing, ripping, biting, scratching.
Stand tall! Stand tall! Stand tall!
He's screaming for Sting to stand tall.
Nature Boy!
And Sting, as you can hear, screaming for Nature Boy.
I'm here, buddy. I'm here. I'm here. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Sting. Dig your fingernails into the mat and pull yourself up like a man. Get to that corner. Hit the hand of Ric Flair. Give it a big woo! And watch this place erupt.
Look at the strength. Look at Sting, would you please?
Look at that determination. Look at that man crawl.
Come on.
Crawling for help.
Actually, Flair needs to just jump right in there right now and put the boots to someone and give Sting a little bit of relief.
Or go out and find a pipe or something.
Sting, I'm not so sure, fans, how much more the U.S. Heavyweight Champion can take here, and Randy Anderson is agreeing with me. He's checking in.
What a great evening. We may see the end of the Stinger and Hogan in the same night. Boy, talk about double your pleasure, double your fun. Oh, he's starting to style and profile. Sting has to make it to the corner.
Tag made, Flying Brian with an elbow, cuts him off again.
Boy, this is Arn Anderson at his best. I mean, this is vintage Anderson. The way they keep the man grounded, the way they keep the ring cut off, the way they keep the man on their side of the ring, and they pound on the same spot, they work on the same spot, and they keep him away from a fresh man. This is great tag team wrestling.
Flair being kept at bay by the referee again. And Sting, I don't know. I've seen Sting take punishment from many wrestlers, Flair included. But I've never seen him take so much punishment by 2 men. I'm not so sure, fans out there, how much more he can take.
Tony, give me your shirt. I'll go down and throw it in. They'll think it's a towel. It's a humanitarian thing to do.
No, I don't think Sting would want that.
And I wouldn't do it. So keep your shirt on.
Sting fighting again. What determination!
Look at this.
This young man has.
Right. To the left. He's got to make that tag.
He gets a flurry, he gets a second or third win, and he's trying to make the corner, and he falls down.
What would you say? He's 6.5, 7 feet away from Flair. Maybe as much as 8 or 9 feet. Now he's got to shift it into gear. Now he's got to reach down and suck it up. Now he's got to crawl. Crawl for your very existence. Get up on your hands and knees on your belly. Hook that bottom rope.
Pull yourself, the lifeline to Ric Flair. Pull yourself to that corner and make that tag. That's the only thing that will save you, Stinger.
He's
and
up.
Here we go.
He's up. He made the tag. Ric Flair.
Oh my, what the hell?
He hit Sting.
It was a plan. It was set up. Oh, let's sit back and watch this.
And look at Sting.
Sting is, he said if Flair double-crossed him, he'd be a dead man. That's what he said if Flair
Sting is
double-crossed him.
fighting for all he's worth.
I've never seen Sting like this. I've never seen any action like this.
But he is being triple teamed by the dirtiest player.
No, Schiavone. He's being triple teamed by the dirtiest 3 players in this sport.
You know what?
There was nothing wrong with Flair.
He's pulling the tape off.
What
It was all a lie.
What an ingenious move.
It was a lie.
I gotta take my hat off to you. The Nature
These
Boy is
skinny
alive.
referees. We need to get some cops or something. For crying out loud, this is sick.
The Nature Boy's alive, and he's living at Joe Louis Arena
This is
right
beyond-
here at WCW.
This is beyond being sick. This is demented. He should be thrown out of this sport.
Don't let anybody leave. Gene Okerlund has made his way out here. He's going to try to grab an interview with Flair, Pillman, and Anderson. There's a lot more to this story to be told. Believe me, humanoids.
Sting being kicked by Flair.
What a double cross. I've double crossed people, but I mean, this is a 10.
All right, Gene Okerlund is standing there near the entranceway. Gene, I don't know what you're thinking right now, but what do you make of all of this?
Well, Tony Schiavone, I've got to tell you, Bobby Heenan, this is right down your alley. This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. All along, Ric Flair was part of this Anderson-Pillman game plan to turn on Sting. I can't believe it. Hopefully I can get a word with these gentlemen as they come back and head toward the locker room. By the way, fans, the hotline, the WCW hotline, is up and running right now. Mark Madden is back there. Mike Tenay, Johnny B. Bad. All of the great superstars are on hand. Road Warrior Hawk will talk to you if you give him a call right now at 1-900-909-9900. $1.49 a minute. Kids, get your parents' permission and make that call right now. Gentlemen, come on in here. Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman, you have perpetrated the worst thing I've ever seen, Flair.
All right. Now we go to school. First thing you learn is you don't jump on AA. Second thing you learn is you don't play around with Flying Brian. Third thing you learn is you never mess around with the Nature Boy. And the fourth thing is you don't walk, talk, or breathe unless the Horsemen want you to. Right, Ryan? Woo! Summarize this.
Be careful what you wish for. All you bloodthirsty fans out there that asked for this, well, you got it. Now deal with it.
Oh, we're reunited, and it feels so good, Horseman style. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is perhaps one of the worst things I could ever recall happening. Doug Dillinger, what is the condition of Sting right now? Does anybody know? Come on, get me some word here. This is absolutely ludicrous. Bobby Heenan and Tony Schiavone, gentlemen. Heenan, I don't know, you probably knew about this game plan far in advance. Tony, back to you.
Thanks, Gene. As you can see, Chuck Tache, the trainer of WCW, medical attention to Sting. And I tell you, I keep thinking about what Sting said on WCW Saturday night. He said, if you double-cross me, I'm going to leave you for dead. And, you know, I can only think also, was this when Arn Anderson and Ric Flair wrestled in our last pay-per-view and Flair was kicked behind the head by Flying Brian, was that all part of the plan as well?
That's the way it looks to me. I'm telling you, I give you my word on it. I didn't know a thing about it. They suckered me in too. I believe that Flair had deserted his friends. I believe he had deserted me. I believe that Arn Anderson and him were the two closest human beings and needed to be brought together. I thought Pillman could do it. I thought something could help this friendship. The history of these people in this sport is, it has to go on. They have to be together. Now, they are back together, and Sting, you were sacrificed. So sorry.
Still to come, Lex Luger against the Macho Man Randy Savage. We take you now to Mike Tenay. Mike?
What a perplexing situation here in Detroit, Michigan, Lex Luger. You appeared to have the match in control. You had Ming set for the torture rack. Then he brought the Asiatic Spike into the ring. And of all people, the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, interferes. What do you make of this? Now you have to face Randy Savage after that grueling match with Ming.
You know, it seems a very perplexing situation. It seems there's forces here in the World Championship Wrestling, besides my good pal and friend Sting, who want this match between the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and myself to take place. The reasons why, I can't really say. I don't really know. Maybe I'm not 100% right now, but Macho Man, when the total package Lex Luger hears that bell ring, it's you and I, the big boys, getting it on. And when the bell rings, I'm going to be there, Macho Man. And you know what? I'm going to be all over you because I've got a goal that I stated from day one. And you and your pal, Hulk Hogan, can commiserate together all you want. But the bottom line is this. I am the total package. I am going to be the greatest wrestler the WCW has ever seen. I am going to be the world's heavyweight champion. You know what, Macho Man? I'm going to go through you to get there. I'm going to make an example of you. So, Macho Man, you better be ready. You've taken on a lot of big matches in your career, but you've never had a bigger match than the total package Lex Luger right now, because I'm standing before you and I'm telling you, Macho Man, that I'm going to take you apart piece by piece, because a total package always gets what he wants.
Now let's go back to the ring. Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike, today. And that match still to come, Lex Luger against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. We hope to have an update on Sting. Obviously, he's every bit as angry as he is injured as well. And also, fans, we will have Hulk Hogan in the ring against the Giant for the WCW World Heavyweight title. But in just a few moments, we are going to take you on the roof of the Cobo Hall here for the much-anticipated battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks. Eric Bischoff will join you for that, along with Bob Chandler. Bob Chandler, of course, designed and built both trucks and built Hulk Hogan's truck, of course, and as you know, the builder of Bigfoot. But Brain, as we go up on the roof, we all think back of what has happened with Hulk Hogan and the Giant. It's been a long story up until now.
Well, whatever Hogan gets, he deserves. Because Hulk Hogan is the kind of a man, he's the kind of a champion that shouldn't be champion. As far as I'm concerned, he's a disgrace to something that I love and do, and that's WCW. Hulk Hogan, you should not be the heavyweight champion of the world. You should be on the roof for a very short time. Then you should be pushed off the roof right into the Detroit River, and then pulled out and dragged into the building and defeated, because I want to see a new heavyweight champion of the world.
That all could happen. Someone could end up in the Detroit River. Let's take you back and look to what's happened with Hogan and the Giant up until now.
The wrath of the Giant. WCW World Champion knows it all too well. First, it was the shocking appearance in Huntington Beach, California, as he tossed his father's shirt toward the champ.
Remember this!
Then, only a week later, it was discovered that he was a part of the Dungeon of Doom.
I am the one true immortal.
Hulk Hogan declared war, a war that would lead Hogan back to the dungeon for yet another brutal, blatant attack. The Hulkster gathered his team of Hulkamaniacs for Fall Brawl and War Games, but it was there prior to the event that the Giant struck. It would be the first of many blows to the power of Hulkamania. It happened as Hogan was arriving to the arena on his cherished Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Then later the same night, as Hogan had the Taskmaster in the cage, the Giant attacked again. As a result, an injured Hulk Hogan made a challenge.
I'm gonna build a bigger, a better, a stronger, more powerful monster truck. I'm gonna get him to hook his up to mine, and I'm gonna drag him around and around and around the Joe Louis Arena, brother. because I'm setting him up in Detroit, man. And after I outpower his truck, after I embarrass him, then I'm gonna put the WCW title on the line, brother, and I'm gonna put him in his place, dude.
But the Giant, under the guidance of Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan, was unstoppable as he unleashed a premeditated attack on WCW Monday Nitro Live on September 25th. Hogan witnessed the attack from his home and quickly made it clear he would confront the Giant on the next live Nitro event. That Nitro event proved even more dangerous for the Hulkster. After his interview, the most vicious and horrible attack of all occurred.
Oh, what is this? There's a woman with a cane. I know he's going to do it again. No! No! Oh, they're shaving off the mustache.
An injured, shaved Hulk Hogan would not stay down. He went to Chicago the next week to confront the Giant again. The fans were stunned as they saw the world champ as never before, dressed in black. But this time, the Giant was barred from the arena and Hogan gave chase. Police kept both men apart. Then, last week, the Master told of a plan of insurance for Halloween Havoc. He returned during WCW Monday Nitro to present his insurance, the Yeti. Later in that same program, the Giant was on the attack again when the power of Hulkamania made one final powerful statement heading toward their collision. But the Dungeon of Doom had one more surprising move. As the countdown continues to Halloween Havoc, Hulk Hogan prepares his monster truck, knowing that for the first time in his career, he must face the same man twice in one night. First, machine against machine, as the two control their sumo monster truck in an explosive battle, and then man against man. As a determined Hulk Hogan defends the WCW World title against the most feared and awesome competitor World Championship Wrestling has ever witnessed, and must contend with what lies ahead.
Thank you very much. And what lies ahead, of course, is the Monster Sumo match that is going to take place on the roof of Cobo Hall. Two monster trucks locked up bumper to bumper, grill to grill, Bobby Heenan. 5 stories up, nothing but the Detroit River and concrete below. And joining me is Bob Chandler. And Bob, first of all, welcome. Glad to have you here on this pay-per-view. You're the man. Hulk Hogan came to you and he said, look, I want a bigger, meaner, more powerful monster truck than anything you've ever done. You've built it. How tough is this truck?
Well, we put one of our big race engines. It's got a supercharged 572 cubic inch Ford engine. Runs on alcohol. It's as bad as any other engine that we've had in our other trucks and all the other Bigfoot trucks.
What's the horsepower of the engines?
It's probably 1,500 horsepower, Bobby.
How big are the tires?
Tires are, well, they're 1,000 pounds, but they're 6 foot tall.
1,000 pounds of tire?
1,000 pounds of tire.
So what's the whole truck weigh?
Whole truck is 11,000, 5.5 tons.
It's like having 2 Greyhound buses on the roof.
That's what it is.
747 engines in them.
Yes, that's right.
Well, this is one of the most feared, one of the most highly anticipated matchups I think we have ever had in WCW. Yep. Bob Chandler, you heard him say it. You've got a combined horsepower, probably 3,000 horsepower, 22,000 combined pounds. It's all up on the roof of a building. And I want to talk to you about torque and body modifications and all of that. We'll get into the Motorhead stuff in a minute. But right now, from what I'm hearing, we are about ready to pull the trigger. Let's do it.
That's good.
I'm ready for you, Giants. Right now, this is my world. Wait a minute, what are the rules, Ref? Tell us, brother.
All right, drivers, this is how it's going to be. The circle of the perimeter here, there are 2 charges. The vibrations of the truck can make it go off, or you can run over it. Unless it disables that truck, you keep on running them. With the end of this glass up, I want the truck to be completely out of the ring. That doesn't mean 1 set axle, that means 2 sets of axles. So the truck has to be completely out, all the way to the bumper. When you see those bumpers come in here, we're gonna weld them shut. Now I want to be on the top of that truck, and when you see my hands and those charges go off, I'm gonna jump off that bumper, and may the best truck win, so go for it.
I'm gonna win. Yes, sir, Giants.
Oh, this is it. This is it. Basically, the rules, let me reiterate for you, if I may. You need to get both sets of axles out of that circle in order to be declared the winner. And did I understand him correctly, Bobby, to say that there are 2 charges placed randomly within that circle? Is that what I heard?
Well, if this thing runs on alcohol, there could be an explosion out there. I wouldn't want that truck to be anywhere near any pyro, any charges. Hogan could wind up in Toronto.
Bob Chandler, as we're looking on, they are literally welding these two trucks together. There is no escape.
Now it's going to be a battle to the finish here. We don't know what's going to happen.
How much gas, how much alcohol? How big are the gas tanks?
They held about 15 gallons apiece, and if the charge goes off by that alcohol, they're gonered.
I mean, you got a guy with a welder there.
That's right. But now if it blows up the hydraulic lines, they'll lose their steering. If it blows up the water lines, they'll overheat. But the worst thing, if they blow up the fuel lines, they're gone.
All right, you are looking at the top of Cobo Hall, Cobo Arena, adjacent to the Joe Louis Arena here. We have got helicopters, we've got police, and now we have the world's first ever Monster Sumo match as the Monster pushes Hogan. Hogan reacting, digging in. And listen to this crowd inside of Joe Louis Arena as Hulk Hogan buries the pedal to the metal.
And they're not wearing any, they're not wearing helmets. I don't know if they have seat belts in that thing, Bob.
Oh yeah, they got seat belts. They'll be okay in the truck as long as they don't go off the edge of the building.
They are strapped in. Now, Bob, you told me there are both sets of axles actually turn in this. Well, on each of these trucks, you'll notice the back wheel steer and the front wheel steer. You've got a co-pilot-pilot situation here. I tell you what, this is going to be like flying the space shuttle.
It is. It's tough because the one guy has to steer the rear tires and take care of the hydraulics. The other guy, Hulk, is going to steer the front axle, do the transmission, the gas pedal, the brake. So it's a battle in there.
It is a battle, and right now it is Hulk Hogan taking the Monster all the way back. He's pushing. He is digging in. It has been raining, sprinkling here in Detroit for the last couple of days, and now you're getting an inside look. The Monster, his point of view, he is pushing Hogan back. Hogan only appears to be about 15 feet away from the edge, but again, maneuvering those back axles, shifting the torque, shifting the weights of the trucks around.
I expected Hogan to be a little slow because this is fairly new to him. He hasn't driven this that much, but he's doing a great job.
We always expect Hogan to be slow, and he never lets us down.
That's good.
Hulk Hogan keeping the action in the center. There you see our aerial cam. We have got a helicopter circling the roof, and again, we gotta tell you, we are 5 stories up above, and you can see the flashing lights. Just beyond that, a brick wall. Just beyond that is Windsor, Canada, and nothing in between it other than a parking lot and a river. Oh, look at this!
Here we go.
Going back! Hogan is back!
They didn't get both tires out. They got to get him all the way out before they win. So.
That's right, only one set of wheels. And now Hogan, and just you can hear the roar of these vehicles.
Bob, if they weren't hooked together, they were like in the Bonneville salt flats, how fast can one of these trucks go?
Well, they drive about 100 miles an hour, Bobby.
Oh, look at this. Hogan now. Hogan just about out.
This is exciting.
Hogan, now it looks to me like Hogan is positioning the Monster towards the center. He may be trying to swing him out of here, Bob.
That's a good angle. If he can do that, he can swing him around and get some momentum going. He can swing him all the way out of the ring.
And now Hogan going back again, and I'll tell you what, this Dungeon of Doom truck is one frightening-looking machine, but what would you expect?
I think Hogan's going to have the horsepower and the torque by the time we're through. We've done a lot of work on this truck, and he should win this.
Is that rain there on the roof, or is Hogan just nervous earlier?
Look at this, Hogan going back again. Hogan going back, and we have a charge. We have a charge.
They almost got him all the way out.
They hit one of those random place charges, and you can't tell. It doesn't appear that there's been any damage done to the truck. There's our aerial shot again. We have the fire department is up here. We have ambulances. And
I'll tell you, if
God willing, we won't need them.
If they go off that rooftop into the river, you won't find them for months. If you ever do. History is being made tonight, Bischoff. You realize that?
History is being made. These two 11,000-pound, 1,500 horsepower, alcohol-burning Monster Sumo trucks doing what has never been done before. And you are seeing it at Halloween Havoc as you get a good look at Hogan, and he is really muscling this truck. It must be hard to hold on to this machine, Bob.
It is. There's a lot going on with that size tire and that much weight. Oh, I think he's got him, though. He's got him. He's got him. He's going to take him out. He won it. There he's done.
Both sets of wheels out. And inside.
He's not stopping, though, is he?
Inside the building, the crowd reacting. I don't know if you're catching that at home.
I'll tell you, WCW has changed the course
look
of
at this. Wait a
wrestling.
minute. He's nuts. He crawled out and he's going after Hogan.
Oh, we're going to have it right up on the roof.
Wait a minute. No, there is no security. We don't have enough security up there for this.
He's going to throw him off the roof, Bischoff.
No. He's going to throw him
No.
At the edge of the roof. Whoa.
You better get the firemen out there with the nets.
The Giant has got Hulk Hogan on the edge of the roof of Cobo Hall.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Off of that. Somebody get him off of there. Get him off of there. No!
Oh, my God.
No!
Oh, no. Help!
No! Oh, my God.
Turn around.
What do we do now? I don't know what to say. We're back here in the arena. Somebody, I don't know, the truck's gonna talk to me, tell me what's going on here. I don't know if they can hear me back there or not. We have got a serious problem here.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Bobby?
What? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
All right, we're gonna.
What do you do?
Bob, I'm gonna try to get some word back from the truck. Obviously, Hulk Hogan. They've sent. Okay, they're telling me now they've got security up there. They're sending security up there. We're gonna try to find out. We're gonna try to find out exactly what's happening. I apologize. They're talking to me while I'm talking to you.
Which side of the roof did he go off? The water side, the street side, or what?
Well, you got a parking lot. You got a river. What difference does it make? All right. Look. I apologize to all of you watching now. We've got a situation here we've got to try to figure out. All right, they're telling me now to go to the ring. We've got a match coming up. Tony and Bobby. Bobby, you take over if you can. Tony Schiavone, step on in here. I'm going up top.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match of Halloween Havoc, live from Detroit, Michigan, is a special contest. Both men won their respective matches tonight and meet now in this one-fall return match. Introducing first, from Chicago, weighing 268 pounds, the total package, Lex Luger.
All right, everyone. Tony Schiavone here, back with you now. And
Tony, did you see that?
We are absolutely
Tony,
stunned.
I don't know what to say, Tony.
So much built up for this match, and you know.
You see, Tony, it's all because of Hulk Hogan.
Wait a second.
The man is no good.
Would you get off your soapbox for a second? And we are frantically trying to get the security to check on the condition. Obviously, the Giant fell off the roof of Cobo Hall. And I'm going to be honest with you, we may not have a world title match. All right, Lex Luger
Is
now.
it worth it? Was it really worth it? All because of Hogan. Is it really worth it?
And I'm going to say no, Brain, as we anticipate the Macho Man. And you saw Hogan's reaction to the Giant falling off as well. He ran for some help as well. I mean, being in the ring one-on-one is one thing. And battling monster trucks, but we never anticipated this to happen.
His opponent.
And how can these two men go into the ring and have a match? This is on everybody's mind. Everybody in the dressing room area, I understand, is not saying a word. They are shocked.
The Macho Man Randy Savage got the match that he wanted with Lex Luger. They both won it, and fans, I know Eric, as he went towards the back, I mean, he just sprinted by us. And maybe we'll get an update from Eric, I don't know. Hopefully Christine's up here with us. Would you have the people in the truck to continue to let me know what's going on? Thank you. What's going on?
And please inform them we are on the air. We need to know now. We need to know right now what happened.
Well, you know, we always say, Brain, you never know what kind of surprises you're going to have in WCW, but I don't think any of us thought this one happened.
Tony, I don't know what to say to you.
All right, here we go. My apologies to the Macho Man and to Lex Luger, but we gotta find out what happened here.
I can't sit here and watch this match.
Well, you have to
and concentrate on it.
You and I have to, okay? Let's
Yeah, but I mean, what? Tony.
Let's see
Tony, he fell off the roof.
Let's see if we can listen in here. Wants to shake hands. The Macho Man and Lex Luger. Oh, forget about the handshake. Here they go. We are scheduled to have the Giant Hulk Hogan match coming up next.
Oh, no. Oh, I just heard they're not allowing any cameras outside. That don't sound good, does it? That does not sound good at all.
There's Jimmy Hart. In black. What is he doing at ringside?
Tony, the last thing on my mind right now is what that miserable little pipsqueak's doing.
Lex Luger. Luger has snapped. Macho Man got the first kind of cheap shot in, and Luger now has since taken advantage here.
I just got word that Bischoff has left the building with Okerlund.
All right. Maybe. Anything yet? Nothing. Christine tells us nothing yet. All right, Lex Luger and let's for a minute let's talk about this match here and say that Lex Luger. The jury's still out on Luger. Is he a member of the Dungeon of Doom? And what happened with Ming? And
I don't know. I do not know.
To the midsection, actually right to the chest. He swung at the referee. The Macho Man did. Things have just kind of gotten nuts here tonight.
This is going to be on every front page of every newspaper in the world tomorrow morning. How can I go do night till tomorrow?
Well, you have to, Brad. It's your job. All right, Luger now. Taunting the Macho Man. He wanted to shake hands at the beginning of this match, and the Macho Man would not have a part of it.
Well, they both think there's a hidden agenda here. Savage doesn't trust Luger. Luger doesn't trust Savage. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Any word yet? Can someone tell me something? Are we going to have a match?
Damn it, go find out right now. How many times you got to tell her? I want to know right now what's going on.
Would you settle down? Sit down here. Sit down.
How long does it take to get word on something here?
Well, they will let us know.
Dealing with a bunch of idiots?
And I have to wonder.
We know she's slow, but that's ridiculous.
I think the fans, I'm not so sure who the fans are cheering for here. They're booing Luger that time. And Macho Man and Luger have been big fan favorites. No place to go for Macho Man here. Luger now, as this match has taken on different proportions in many ways. We had anticipated this match, but right now, with what happened to the Giant. This is the competition WCW is known for. Brain, and let me say something.
Tony, I can't stop shaking.
All right, but let me say something, Brain. For as frightening as that ending was with the Giant plummeting, that battle of those sumo monster trucks was nothing short of incredible, wasn't it? That was, we said it was historic. That was absolutely, and my hat's off to the courage of both men for going on top of the roof and getting in the trucks.
Oh, like I said, that Bischoff, WCW has tonight changed the course of professional wrestling. Yeah. It'll never be the same again.
What's Jimmy Hart doing here?
You think he'd be with Hogan, wouldn't you? You think he'd have been over there at the...
Jimmy Hart is the... And the referee... talking to Hart. I don't know if Hart's maybe talking to... Is Hart talking about the next match coming up or the possibility? Oh, Jimmy Hart! And Luger collide! The Macho Man is up top!
drinking? Anybody awake in that truck? Anybody awake out here in this city?
You have to realize there is a match going on, and they do have to bring us the match here. All right, fans. The Macho Man Randy Savage gets a big win over Lex Luger, but it was the involvement of Jimmy Hart. You talking about incredible occurrences. First flare, then the Giant falls off the roof, and
Luger tried to put his hand and protect his head, but he couldn't. Hit Jimmy square in the forehead. You call this one, Tony. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say.
Your winner is the Macho Man Randy Savage. And that brings us to this point. A point that we had...
A walkie-talkie. Somebody must have a walkie-talkie here so I can get outside.
All right.
What?
I'm going to... Okay.
What?
All right, we are going to... Michael Buffer is going to be going to the ring here in a minute. And
No, not Buffer. What's going on outside?
They have not been told outside, okay?
How long does it take to get outside?
I'm not going to sit here
you
and
walk
argue
out the
with
building, you go outside. You go out back, you go outside, and you see what the hell's going on. That's what you do, Schiavone. You don't worry about Buffer. You don't worry about a bunch of guys in a truck. Do I have to go?
That's the best thing that's happened to me all night. Keep going. For crying out loud. Fans, nothing yet on the Giant. We have no idea if he's going to show up or not, if he is hurt, if he's injured, if he's in the river. He felt 5 stories like we were. Nevertheless, we are set. We knew we were going to get to this point where Hogan and the Giant would go in the ring for the WCW World Heavyweight title. But we are not sure exactly what's going to transpire when we go to the ring.
I can't get outside. There's got to be 500 people standing in the doorway. It'd take me 2 hours to get outside. And this is 1995, and we have phones, walkie-talkie, communication. We can talk to astronauts on the moon. We can't find out what's going on 50 feet from this building. Now, I need some answers now. Is that a whole lot to ask for, Tony?
Would you know, there's an opening for a producer. Would you like to fill it and go do it?
Tony,
and work in the truck
Tony,
next
you don't know.
pay-per-view?
Maybe you don't know something, pal. I'm going to tell you straight right now. You don't know how far back me and his father go. Now, this is very serious to me.
Let's go back and take a look at what happened on the roof of Cobo Hall a few moments ago, the Battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks. And what an exciting, I mean, this was truly, as you said, a first in taking WCW wrestling to a new level. There you see the winner, both axles of the Giant's machine pulled out on the outside. There you see once again the overhead view from the roof of Cobo Hall, adjacent to here, Joe Louis Arena. And then here's where it all broke down. Let's listen in. Sometimes tempers and emotions can just get too hot.
Me and you.
See the Giant.
Well, he cornered him, and right there is the ledge. Right below is the Detroit River. And right across you see into Windsor, Canada.
But he should have thought about getting Hogan in the ring. He should have thought about the championship of the world. He didn't have to go after him on that rooftop.
This happened just moments ago again, fans. And here is the most incredible.
Now, we do not know the conditions.
Here's the most incredible.
Oh, my.
And Hogan looking down. You can see and
Help! Help!
He immediately ran for help.
Yeah, he's acting like he has a heart now, like he cared. Threw a man off a roof, he don't care.
He did not throw a man off a roof. And that was something that fans, as you can take a look below at the Detroit River, I have no idea what is going to happen next. But I do know that Hulk Hogan and the Giant are now scheduled to wrestle in our main event at Halloween Havoc for the WCW World Heavyweight title. That's what I do know.
Yeah, but why can't we find out anything? I mean, is it a lot to ask? Do you want me to get on my hands and knees and beg? If you want, I'll do that. I'll get down, I'll talk to the truck. I'll tell them, please, just send us some information. Is that hard to find out? I'll show you how to get to the building. Take a cab around the building. Walk outside of the building. You'll see Cobo Hall. But could someone please tell us what is going on, please?
I can't help you, Brain. I'm just like you are. We both have
No, you're not like I am. You don't care.
No. Yeah, nobody's
You
like
don't care.
Yes,
You
I
can
do
care less.
Yes, I do care.
Well, you don't show like you care. You keep asking me stupid questions, and you're sticking up for the other people that won't tell us something. The reason they're not telling us something is because it's bad. Because it's bad.
It could be. It absolutely could be. As soon as we know, you will know it. And we're still waiting. I guess there's no Giant yet. And I don't know. We have what, about...
Anybody have a walkie-talkie?
All right. Michael Buffer is ready. Let's go to the ring.
I need a walkie-talkie.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 1995 WCW Halloween Havoc here in the Joe Louis Arena in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. This is the featured match of the evening, sanctioned by the WCW and the Michigan State Athletic Commission for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. Coming to the ring at this time, let's welcome the challenger. He's from the Dungeon of Doom and weighs 450 pounds.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen,
wait a minute.
There's been a change. Coming to the ring at this time is the champion.
Hogan's not dressed to wrestle. Hogan is not dressed to
Venice Beach,
wrestle.
California, 6'7", 275 pounds, the king of Hulkmania, the man known as the Hulkster, the heavyweight champion of the world, Hulk Hogan.
There's only one Hulk Hogan, and he comes to the ring, and I guarantee you, over his career, he has never felt the way he feels right now.
Something tragic has happened, Tony. Oh, no, please.
Hold on. Hogan, hang on a second. Hogan's got the microphone.
You know something, brothers? What just happened out there wasn't supposed to go down, man. I didn't want the Giant to take the plunge, brother. That's a long way down to the parking lot. And I apologize. There was a terrible accident out there in the Giant, as far as I know, brother. After the accident, when I saw him last.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger has arrived from the Dungeon of Doom with his manager, the Taskmaster.
He's risen from the dead.
The Rumble is on. Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble.
I do not understand anything.
This man is superhuman.
Well, no one could survive a 5-story fall off a rooftop. Something has happened here.
First time in the ring, and Brain, he is ready to go. My goodness, is this borderline incredible? Is this the most incredible thing you've ever seen in your life?
You get him back now.
I mean, Christine, look at him. I mean, he fell off the roof. And he's and Hulk Hogan.
See, we don't know if that roof is layered. He may have fallen 1 story or 2 stories, or he may have landed on a car or a truck or something. No one tells us anything. How are we supposed to know? But he is in the ring, and he is here at Joe Louis Arena, and he is alive, and he looks like he's well. Hogan, oh, Hogan, I hope he throws you. Oh.
Here we go, fans.
I'm just grateful he's all right.
The most anticipated
My heart can't take this stuff.
WCW World Heavyweight Championship I can remember in a long time. And the Hulkster kind of looks like the Taskmaster there. Look at him. It's the dark side of Hulk Hogan. And it's laying into this massive man.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
That's no monster truck, Hogan. That's the Giant. You're looking at the face of the next heavyweight champion of the world.
That staggered him.
Giants have staggered before. Doesn't mean anything.
He is wobbling. Hogan's going to go at him again. What is this man made of? Hogan's going to try to pick him up and didn't.
Hey, that's the man that just pitched you off a roof. He doesn't care about you. Giant, eat him up. Eat him up like you would villagers. Tear his head off. Unscrew his head. Rip his arms off. Show Hulk Hogan what you're all about. Show the world.
The Hulkster being laid to waste here by this massive man who plummeted. Hulk won the battle of the sumo monster trucks in one of the most incredible turn of events ever. Oh, the big foot.
And if we can't find out during this broadcast exactly what happened to the Giant, watch Nitro tomorrow night. I will definitely have the answers for you. I just feel so good.
I think the answer is pretty clear, that this Giant is more than a man. He is more than just a guy who's 7 feet 4 inches, over 400 plus pounds. He's a man who can take almost anything.
He's not human.
And on Halloween,
this man is like Frankenstein.
On Halloween, the dead comes to life.
Boy, Hogan, there'll be no trick-or-treating for you. You're a lonely, broken man now.
And this Giant is too much, just too powerful.
Look at the size of him. Look at the paws on him.
How many people have been able to do this to Hulk Hogan?
Only one other man that I know of. And the Taskmaster, you have done your work well, my friend.
The foot to the chest.
And for a man who we've never seen wrestle, and a man we've never seen in the ring before, this man knows his craft. He has taken it to the heavyweight champion of the world. The immortal Hulk Hogan is on his knees, where he should be. Let the dark side come out of you, Hogan. Let's see it all. This is pitch to your win.
The fans are chanting Hogan's name. They want the World Heavyweight Champion to battle back here. But I'm not so sure. Look at the hands, the size of this Giant. Could be the next World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, what an event we've had, fans.
Look at this, Hogan still fighting to get up on his feet. It's not going to do any good. Hogan was mentally destroyed when he walked to the ring tonight. He was mentally destroyed when they started welding those monster trucks together. He was mentally destroyed at Huntington Beach when he first focused on this man right here.
Hogan said, Jimmy, he is too strong. And
you'd never hear him say that before, would you?
And certainly Jimmy Hart with a show of concern that I've never seen in the manager of the heavyweight champion of the world. Hogan was screaming out, Jimmy, he is too strong. And right now, the power of the Giant is too much, but the fans are clapping, and Hogan responds.
The Hulkamaniacs are coming to life.
He is feeling the power of the Hulkamaniacs.
They're lighting the torches to run off the monster.
They are clapping, and he's coming to his feet.
They're joining together as one to unite Hulkamania and Hulk Hogan. But will it do any good?
You're seeing Hulkamania live, and then you're seeing the Giant kick it back down.
I've never seen Hogan wrestle in anything but yellow and red. This doesn't look like the Hulk Hogan I know. This looks like a beaten and crushed man.
Back they go to the rope. The Giant just having his way with Hogan. Elbow.
And the people here are just watching in awe.
With ease, one arm. Hogan, one of the biggest men at 6'8" the sport's ever seen. But in the hands, cradled in the hands of the Giant, he looks small actually. And the Giant,
7'4", well over 400 pounds.
With a head of steam, he tried the big leg drop, and the Hulkster popped up.
Don't let him do it, Giant. Stay on him. Stay on him now.
Hulk Hogan.
Hold
Right
your ground.
He's got the Giant reeling. To the turnbuckle goes the Giant.
Is that teeth coming out of his mouth?
Head first goes the Giant again. To the throat. Hulk Hogan climbs the ropes.
Looks like a child in his arms. Look at that, Shivani. There's a 275-pound man. There's the heavyweight champion of the world. It's like a toy in the arms of a Giant.
But he's pounding away. The Hulkamaniac screaming here in the Joe Louis Arena. And I'm sure all around the world in living rooms everywhere. Hulk Hogan, who donned the black, who turned, as many said, to the dark side in the battles of the Dungeon of Doom.
You got him, Hulk!
You hear Jimmy Hart encouraging him on as Hogan pours all of his soul into this match now.
But he hasn't been off his feet yet. The Giant hasn't been off his feet. And it's just a matter of time till he wraps his hands around his neck and picks him up and choke slams him. Choke slams the title right off the waist of that man.
Hogan sending the Giant in. Hulk Hogan clotheslines him. He still has not gone down. Again, the big guy just lumbers to the back rope. Hogan! The Giant on the outside!
Don't forget, that man just went off a rooftop. How far down, we don't know. But he's had a lot taken out of him. And it seems like Hogan's got new blood. There's new life in Hulkamania.
The Taskmaster is pulling the Giant out of the ring. He told the Giant, let's go. The head of the Taskmaster hits the chest of the Giant.
Where was he taking the Giant? Where was he going?
I think they'd seen enough. I mean, you just cannot keep Hulkamania down. The same way the Giant came back from the dead after falling off the roof. Hulk Hogan came back from the power of the Giant right before our eyes in this match.
Falling off the roof. My foot, he fell off the roof. He was shoved off the roof by Hulk Hogan.
Hogan ahead of steam. The Giant still on his feet. Uh-oh.
Remember, you kids go to school tomorrow. Tell all your friends, if they didn't watch it tonight, to watch Nitro. And you're going to find out what this is all about.
He went for the chokehold. And Hogan raked the eyes.
I wonder how much the Giant has left.
Into the ropes. He picks up Hogan. Backbreaker. When you hit the ropes and charge a man of that stature.
You know, the Giant has made a big mistake here. He has never yet gone for Hogan's neck. The neck he has hurt and injured.
1, 2.
Just a matter of a week or a few days ago, he was wearing a neck brace.
Oh, yes, he did, too.
He's got to go for it.
But Hogan countered it by raking him in the eyes.
But, I mean, he's got to go for it with both hands, Tony. He's got to turn his head around so he can see where he's been.
Again, the power of the Giant. Pounding away on Hulk Hogan, the heavyweight champion of the world. And you are watching this titanic struggle for wrestling's most coveted prize.
The WCW gold belt.
Many great champions throughout the years have held the belt. But none have been in a battle under more bizarre, more shocking circumstances than what we've seen tonight in the Joe Louis Arena.
I've never been involved in a pay-per-view like this.
Neither have I, Brain. But this is why WCW, why fans watch us. Because you never know what you're going to see. You never know what turn of events are going to happen in a WCW pay-per-view. Why we are number one. Because in the ring, two men give it their all. Say what you want to, fans, about the Giant in the Dungeon of Doom. But he came back after going off the roof of Kobo. And Hogan trying to slip the arms down.
And it's not easy driving those monster trucks. I mean, you got to hold on to that wheel with both hands. I mean, that takes a lot of energy out of you. And they were pushing each other on that roof pretty good. Where do they get it from? Where do they get it from?
Big bear hug. You see those massive hands clenched around the small of the back, pulling in and up. Hogan doing everything he can, he just cannot get out of it.
I don't think the Giants thought he'd have this much trouble with Hogan. And he's having his hands full. They both are.
But Hogan, after breaking loose, has nothing left. And the Giant pounds on the back again.
They don't get any better than this.
You're right about that. Look at the ease of the slam.
Oh, God.
Oh, use your back hurting champ.
Let's listen
Sounds like you got hit with a wet towel.
The man is too strong. He is just too powerful.
Oh, he's 150, 60, 80 pounds heavier than Hogan.
But
He's 7, 8 inches taller than Hogan.
Don't forget, not too far from this spot in the Pontiac Silverdome, they all thought Andre was too strong too. And you were there at ringside. And the power of Hulkamania came back time and time again until the power of Hulkamania prevailed. Can it do it one more time here downtown at the Joe Louis Arena?
Well, I'm not a betting man, but an hour ago I'd have bet the house, I'd have bet the car, I'd have bet my career, I'd have bet anything I've accumulated in my whole life. Nobody could beat this man, the Giant, as far as I'm concerned. But Tony, I don't know anymore. I just don't know.
Pulling on the bear hug, and we have to wonder now as the referee is in there checking if Hulk Hogan is going out or not.
You're not seeing a lot of moves like you would from Eddie Guerrero or Sabu, but you're seeing a great match here. You're seeing two tough men that are fighting for everything.
Oh, yeah!
This is like a World Series game. This is like a Super Bowl. This is like the playoffs. This is the best it gets.
This is World Championship Wrestling, and Hogan's broken loose. Hulk Hogan! Hulk Hogan's pounding away.
He is loose once again.
Oh, no!
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Too much power. Too much power.
It's over. It's over. Thank goodness it's over. Come on, Giant, get on him. Don't waste a second. Don't waste a minute.
Here's a lateral press. 1, 2, and Hulk Hogan's off of it. And he's back up again.
I give up. I give up.
One man you can throw off a roof and he'll come back. The other man, you can do anything at all, and he'll come back. Hulk Hogan is back at Halloween Havoc, and he's hooking up. Hulk Hogan is stalking.
But he's hurt. You can tell by the way he's walking. His back's been injured. Oh, Tony.
The hooks are right hand. Again.
He must have thrown 100 and some punches already.
The Giant hits in the big foot. He still is not going down.
He's going to try to slam him. He wants approval from the humanoid. I saw this. This is deja vu. I saw this 12 years ago.
Oh, my God. He's picking him up.
Oh, I do not believe this.
Here he comes. What happened? The referee went down.
I don't know. I'm watching the same thing you're watching. I don't know what happened.
The referee went down. Did Jimmy Hart hit the referee?
The people are pointing to Jimmy Hart.
He hit the referee.
Jimmy Hart wouldn't hit the referee. Hogan was winning. Hogan had the man beaten. Hogan had him pinned. The Giant is still out. Something had to happen. A fan threw something. He got hit in the head. That's what happened. I bet you anything. They've been throwing cups all night here.
All right, he's telling Jimmy Hart to watch the referee. He pushed the referee down. Jimmy Hart has attacked Hulk Hogan, for God's sake.
Jimmy, run for your life.
And the Giant's back up. What is Jimmy Hart doing? Did he fall off the roof and hit his head? And now with the referee down, Hulk Hogan in the clutches of the Giant and at the mercy of the Dungeon of Doom. Jimmy Hart.
I don't think they're concerned anymore with winning the title. They're going to finish off Hulkamania.
Here comes Luger and Savage. Wait a minute. And the Yeti.
Look at the size of that man. Luger, look at Luger.
Luger stopping Savage.
Jimmy Hart was in Luger's corner all along.
and Hogan is still in the clutches of the Giant. Those big, massive arms are still wrapped around Hulk Hogan.
What in the hell is going on? And who is on whose side?
You are seeing the end of Hulk Hogan. It was a good career. You had a great run, but it's over. It is over.
The Yeti is taller than a Giant. Look at the size of the Yeti.
Is that a head he's got or a stump? Look at the size of this man. He's got to be 7'8".
Lex Luger has Hulk Hogan up.
And the torture rack. Well, you better get an envelope to send Hogan home.
Jimmy Hart, Lex Luger, they've all turned their back on the world champion. And
well, they have seen the light. They've seen the light.
The referee is down, so this match is basically still going on. We've not heard a bell. Hogan is down. The torture rack.
You will never see a pay-per-view like this again. You can bet on that. The Macho Man, probably the gutsiest man in this sport, face down. Hulk Hogan, the heavyweight champion of the world, laid out, and there stands the Giant.
What's happened? The referee is finally out.
The Giant is the winner.
No, wait a minute.
The belt cannot change hands on a disqualification.
And the Giant's got the belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Giant wins by disqualification, but the belt cannot change hands on disqualification.
There's been a disqualification. Hulk Hogan is still the world heavyweight champion. Jimmy Hart embraces Lex Luger. They embrace Kevin Sullivan. This is absolutely, positively sick.
Well, warm up the bedpan. Hogan's going to the hospital.
All right, it all kind of broke down when Hogan was nailed, or when the referee, I should say, was nailed by Jimmy Hart. Here it is again. Now Hogan with the leg drop. This is it, man.
He had him. He had him.
And that's right.
Referee was counting one.
He wasn't counting at all. He was counting La La Land. Jimmy Hart hit him with the belt. Then Jimmy Hart shoves him out of the way. And Jimmy Hart takes his cheap shot.
I mean, Hogan had the match won. Hogan was about ready to pin the Giant. Jimmy Hart still could have been manager of the champion. It's over with now. He's not going to work for Hogan anymore. You know that. Ho, ho.
And now we go back live in the ring. Hogan, and I want to give the Macho Man a tremendous amount of credit here. He came out with Luger, thinking and helping Hulk Hogan. He was shoved down by the Giant from the incredible turn of events in the Ric Flair match to the unbelievable, breathtaking battle of the Sumo Monster Trucks.
You know, Hogan usually spends about 5 or 10 minutes in the ring when the fans are cheering, so he can pose and then do what he has to do for his Hulkamaniacs. He's never been in the ring this long, flat on his back. There's some serious damage done to this man.
And to the guys trying to right now, Chuck Chase checking him out, and Hogan obviously can talk. The Giant falls off the roof. Hogan slams the Giant many times, comes back, but in the end, it was the men he thought were his friends who turned their back on the World Heavyweight Champion.
They're still laid out in the ring. And you know the noise. You know how these people here in Detroit, you know how they cheer and yell and scream. There isn't an eye focused anyplace else. Everyone is looking directly into the ring. Hulk Hogan is still laid out. Savage is still laid out. And it couldn't happen to two nicer guys.
Would you sit down for a second, please? Fans, the only thing I can tell you is this, and you're watching us obviously on cable, that tomorrow night on TNT, on WCW Monday Nitro, we'll be live from Dayton, Ohio, and we hope to have some sort of answer to what happened with Jimmy Hart, to what happened with Lex Luger, what happened to the Giant between the time he fell off Cobo Hall's roof until the time he made it back to the ring. The thing of it is, though, for you Hulkamaniacs out there, is that Hulk Hogan is still the World Heavyweight Champion right now. And
but what if he can't defend the title? Look at Hogan. He don't know where he's at. Savage came to help him. Savage was his friend. Savage would not let this man down. Savage came to help him. And what good did it do you, Savage?
It is the most bizarre ending to one of the most exciting, incredible, bizarre nights we've ever seen in World Championship Wrestling. We will have an update on all of this, not only tomorrow night on WCW Monday Nitro, but this weekend on all of our television programs. For Bobby the Brain Heenan and Mean Gene Oakland, Tony Schiavone, have a good night, everybody.
I'm exhausted.